The following program is meant for adult audiences only. If you are easily offended, you are choosing to be offended by continuing to watch. If jokes upset you, whether bad or good, you might end up crying. Being a bitch in life is difficult, I imagine, but you must find a way to continue. For all the haters and lurkers, hope you enjoy the show. For the bigot army, enjoy the show. Don't be a pussy.
Here we go! Mucha lucha, mucha lucha. It's the way of life.
There is a fifth dimension, beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow, between science and superstition, and it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call
the Grifter Zone.
Good moo! Oh, you found your moo!
My crew is big and it keeps getting bigger. That's because Jesus Christ is.
Man, I want to get drunk in a hotel room with you.
That might be taken out of context.
Gay, gay, gay.
Oh. Hypno. How is it my fault? What? The bracket gifted this and I'm immediately called an anti-Semite? Come on, dog.
Bruh.
What are these characters? Nazi furry? Hypno, why would you do this to me? Said, welcome to Goonergate. Protect your booty hole.
What's up, nerds? It's Alyssa Mercante, Kotaku senior editor, and
nobody even wants you here.
And I would take her to Chili's, maybe. You know, like, genuinely, I just want the best for her. Genuinely.
Listen, if it was consensual and you didn't hate the Jews, I'd fuck the shit out of you. I would.
What did he say? People are gonna clip that. You know that I don't.
Clip it. I know you don't. Come on. But that's the thing. Why can't we have fun?
Bruh.
That's an interesting way of putting. That makes sense.
He's jealous. Fuck yeah. He knew I was that bitch. I didn't need a man to tell him the fuck.
And Hypnotic again, member for 1 month. Thank you. Enjoy first Berserker. What's that black stuff between an elephant's toes? Slow natives. Wait.
Wild.
Yeah. On the other end of the spectrum. Yes.
Okay. I'd say that goes out of dad into dark, but sure, yeah.
Definitely dark.
Somebody replies and it says, "This is embarrassing." And he says, "Not as embarrassing as your take on trans kids. It was not researched. It was cruel and it had no basis in facts. So forgive me if I don't take all your takes that seriously." Who's this person?
Bruh.
Look at the fucking thumbnail. God of Cuck Meltdown. Oh my God, look at this. Oh man. Yeah, sure. Trans kids, for sure, man.
Right, but you're giving an opinion on an article with a headline that's inflammatory. So the fact that you're giving an opinion on what's on screen,
can I focus on the inflammatory nature of the headline?
Well, can I assume that everything in this article you would agree with?
You shouldn't assume. It makes an ass out of yourself and me.
Okay, so then
down his timeline, you're gonna see a lot of ass and titties. Okay, me on my Twitter timeline, you ain't gonna see none of that. As a matter of fact, like I can show you, I can scroll down my entire news feed on Twitter. Why would you ruin my point? I'm trying. God damn. Why would you ruin it? I didn't do that. I don't know who this chick is. Why would you do that? I can't even edit it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Someone you love been canceled? Have you been the target of online harassment because of something you said or refused to be compelled to say by the mob? Did you mistakenly think you could be an individual, form your own opinions, and keep all of your friends?
Titty
Did your social
freakers.
credit score tanked because you had a conversation with, subscribe to, or follow someone who suffers from wrongthink? Have you been called a literal Nazi because you think taking care of one's physical health is important? Have you tried apologizing for your transgressions only to find out you actually poured gasoline on the they-them flames? Have you ever had a politically incorrect thought or, heaven forbid, made an off-color joke? Well, we here at the Office of the Cancelled are here for you. As a member of the club, we offer exclusive trading cards, flak jackets, lapel pins, access to bomb shelters, as well as audio tracks from based artists that are sure to pump you up for a day at the range and get some of that much-needed two-way therapy. Remember, folks, you're only canceled if you let yourself be canceled, and every one of those collectivist NPCs can go fuck themselves.
Eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Eat the cat, eat the cat.
I'll wait some time because the longer we wait, like the more realistic it'll be, you know, when he comes back to life. The touch of the black man in a woke story. The God hand shining down, shining upon thee. White man as you lay down. Cis white man and couple in background. Understand the power of a black man is a God hand.
Pro-black Twitter!
I breathe life into you. One touch is not enough from greatness. One touch from the black man. Watch me do it again. Kneel and be amazed at the touch of the black man. I bring life. I bring life.
Pro-black Twitter hoes!
That's right! That's right!
Robocock, don't clip that, no!
Bruh.
Oh god, that's getting clipped.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Oh shit. I was doing so good tonight too.
I'm talking to you! Drop, retard. Robocock.
そうだ。テレビ。つけてもいいぞ。
冒険アニメスパイ
あやこれ好き。よりによって。
サイレンサー付きの拳銃だと。
ワクワク。
That clip never gets old. Shout out to all you guys. Welcome to another episode of, what is it? Saturday Night Hypnocast? I don't know. I lose track. I lose track. Names change all the time. Who really knows? Shout out to all you guys again. Welcome to episode 137 of Saturday Night Hypnosis. That's the real name of the show. And yeah, we got a lot to talk about, man. Things are going down. The world is exploding, as it is every week. And the show goes on. Just because half of the show is in Vegas and spreading diseases and whatnot together doesn't mean that, you know, we got to stop our show every Saturday for you guys. And of course, we have a special guest like we do every week. And this week is the 40KEmpress, highly requested. Shout out to you. How are you doing?
Oh, God. Hi to you guys. Welcome to this show, to everybody in the chat. I'm watching the chat, by the way. And hi to all the awesome people here. It is freaking 3 a.m. for me. Great.
Let's go.
That is rough. Well, we appreciate the dedication. We appreciate the dedication. All right, we're gonna do our intros, and then we're gonna get into the topics. So let's start off with we never start off with Ryan. Cult Classic Cage, take it away.
What's up, guys? Cassie here once again. I literally just woke up, rolled out of bed, so I'm here. But obviously,
life.
Hey man, you know, the working life, man. Something that somebody also had to experience the hard way. I mean, what? But yeah, Cult Classic Cage, YouTube, Gunnerfist YouTube, Mario Kart Twitter. I'm here, and I'm excited. I'm excited as hell.
Hell yeah. Smash JT, take it away.
I'm curious for Cassie with the Mario Kart World coming out, if she's going to get like a massive influx in people thinking that it has something affiliated directly with the Mario Kart account.
I occasionally get added in people's like Mario Kart nonsense. That's always happened.
Like always tagged, like I can't wait for Mario Kart.
Yeah, and then later they realize, oh wow, this is like a real person and not something a handle that Nintendo, you know, actually owns because they're too cheap to pay me.
Right.
Those bastards.
But no, good to be here. I heard Hypnotic say a lot of stuff going down, and I was like, pause because of obvious reasons. But yes, a lot of stuff.
Did you really make that gay?
I had to.
Seriously?
No. Wasn't
gay? Quite a reach around, bro.
Really?
Why are you saying gay?
Reach around.
We don't have the 3 black people on the screen today. They're usually the ones that make things gay, and you got to fill in the time. You got to fill it in. Okay, is that gay too? Saying filling it in, probably, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
All right.
No, but yeah, it's been a wild day. I thought the weekends were supposed to go easy on us, but holy shit, it's been enough information dropping this morning to fill a whole week. So wow, I don't know if that sounds sexual too, but anyways, on to Will or Ryan. I don't know.
Will, we never go to Ryan.
Yeah, live from New York. It's the Saturday Night Hypnocast, apparently. Sorry, I think I got that wrong. That as a pseudo.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, you know, as a pseudo journalist who reports news on YouTube, I can't be expected to actually have done any research. So I'll just say welcome to the elite folks. Slightly reduced panel today, as everyone else is in Vegas trying to get on Friday Night Tights. I too just. Sorry, we disavow. I'm having a good time. I like the reduced panel because it's more chilled. It was good last week, so I'm okay with it. But I also just rolled out of bed, had my tea and toast in the pre-stream. Not currently watching WrestleMania. For those folks in the chat, would appreciate no spoilers, but I understand if something crazy happens as well. But I do need to put all my attention into the show to try and prevent Speargate 2 from happening now that the black folks aren't here.
Yes.
But shout out to Sheep City and congrats on the wedding, by the way. And let's just get into it.
Yes, shout out to Sheep City and Horror Armada.
Also, nice to work with the 40KEmpress again. Showed up on my stream not that long ago, and it'll be a pleasure to repeat business. All right.
Awesome. Super. Thank you.
On to the 40KEmpress. Tell everybody who you are, what you do, where they can find you.
Okay, guys. So hi to everyone. 40KEmpress here, coming from the channel of the same name. I cover 40K Warhammer, that is. And when the wokeness decided to step into my domain, I decided to stand up and fight. So That is from that side. And on the other side, I do similar content like Smash JT and Hypnotic on my gaming channel, which is The40KEmpress. And Superhero Truth is my other channel, in which I do, well, stuff about superheroes and the truth about them. So yeah, and the new Superman costume sucks. That's it.
Very nice. Very
Not the
based.
best.
Welcome to the show. And it's probably a good thing that all the typical panelists are not here, because needless to say, they probably would not be paying attention.
It'd be a goon room, wouldn't it?
It'd be a nonstop goon room for sure. Treyas would make it every chance he gets, he would make it awkward. Ryan Roger Athe. Okay, this is where Ryan, are we on an understanding, Ryan, that there is not a single bit of visible melanin on the screen? Are we understand? Or do we have an understanding of this? Yeah. Before you speak, Ryan, can you nod your head yes or no? Like, do we have it? Okay. All right. Go ahead, Ryan. Go ahead. You can look. They're already spamming the Ryan spear emojis and Rumble. Look at this shit. Anyway, go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2 words. Mission accomplished. Hello, everyone. I hope you're all doing well.
Oh my God! No.
Watching today.
That's how I feel right now. I hate you.
Yeah.
Leon isn't here. Atreus isn't here. Kader isn't here. Sheepsidian's quite nice. Sheepsidian isn't here. This is going to be a fantastic show. I'm looking forward to it.
Hey man, I can.
And great to see the 40KEmpress as well. Thank you to Discuss Thing for making the connection. And who knows, great guy.
I'm trying to get him on the show, but I know he's another one with like a terrible time zone difference. So
the same one as me. Yeah,
it's like 28 o'clock over there.
If you guys need me to, I could fake being trans, like someone fakes being bi. So you guys need
if we need it, we're gonna bring out the card if we need it. Don't worry.
But yes, ladies and gentlemen, I will repeat it. Mission accomplished.
Congratulations, Ryan. I'm proud of you. You finally did it after how many episodes? Over 100.
Oh man!
Yeah. And you added more of them.
Yes, because of you.
Next week, 6 black people.
No, it actually just genuinely worked out that way, but I knew you were going to complain about it, so it was pretty funny altogether. All right, guys, listen. Shout out to everybody again. We are on episode 137 of SNH. We got a lot to talk about. Obviously, there are so many things going on in the gaming sphere with Marathon. Palworld apparently is becoming a big problem. People are just fighting over there at the Steam forums. We're going to cover that. I covered it in the video today, but I feel like we should do a lot more of a deep dive with that and a bunch of other things too. And obviously, as you guys who are coming in probably didn't hear, some of the panels missing because they were all in Vegas, which I think it's over. I think they're coming home now, but obviously they're not going to be home in time for the show. So next week we'll return to form. Yeah, because we use those words. But that's besides the point. All right, guys, it's time to do the best segment on YouTube before we get into the content. The best segment on Rumble, the segment that gets you put in a 200, I don't know, some odd page, it felt like, lawsuit. The segment that's known all around the world as the, what is it called? I forget sometimes.
Free Stream Legends?
Are you sure?
I think so.
Okay.
Money, print money, cash, money, wealth, capitalism, raise a bunch of money, more money, heaps and heaps of money, print money, cash, money, wealth, capitalism, raise a bunch of money, super chat money.
As salty as the sea, calling us no code names. SJW screaming, but it's money they blame. Burning with envy, they're falling flat. They can't handle the sound of a super chat.
Right.
Let the toxic begathon begin.
Is that what we're calling it now?
I was trying to come up with something, but Smash got there first.
St. Hugo with a 2 banger says breaking the ice. Thank you, St. Hugo. Thank you. I appreciate it. Which ironically followed up DJ with a $100
damn, DJ.
Red Boy mega banger literally right after. We don't normally play clips on SNH to speed up things, but I will, since I do have a shorter new clip, I will give you that. That is honestly one of my favorite clips. DJ for 100 said something something. Mikey is gay. Something something. T-Jap has hepatitis. Wow.
There it is.
My mods are getting called out. That is insane. Shout out to DJ for that $100 Red Boy Mega. Why am I getting gifted games right now? What the fuck? Does that happen to you, Smash? Anyway.
All too often, even especially when I say stop, that's when more keep coming. And I'm like,
Guys, they keep complaining. Gift me instead,
Uh,
damn it.
Nobody gift me any good games from my wish lists.
I just heard the notification. I was just like, oh my god.
Kazan,
DJ.
Kazan.
Yeah,
Kazan, please.
Kazan is amazing. Thank you, DJ. Raging D-Head with a 2. Yeets. Fuck Robert De Niro. I don't know. He has a thing for like being anti-Robert De Niro. It's interesting. JR.
Great actor.
Nero went hardcore TDS. So
I know. It's so sad because he's like definitely top 3 my favorite actors of all time.
Same,
I mean,
by
he's
the way.
phenomenal.
Same.
Never meet your heroes.
Dude,
They tell you that.
He
They
lived
tell you
long
that.
enough to become the, what do you call it, the villain?
Yep.
Yeah.
He says 9 months. How many ears does Captain Kirk have? 3. The left ear, the right ear, and the final frontier. Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
Fuck was that?
That was fucking. I didn't even see it coming. That's crazy.
I was trying to
Fucking
figure
guy.
out where that was going as well.
Oh man. JR. Thank you for the 9 months, bro. I appreciate it. And then we got Vicious with another essentially Red Boy. 20 membership banger. Shout out to Vicious. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you. Nerdy Mechanic with the 5 membership banger. Thank you so much, Nerdy Mechanic. I appreciate you. Look at Will staring. I see you. I see you.
DM. I'm cosplaying a Atreus. DM.
Yeah, okay.
Me, DM.
Shout out to the Nerdy Mechanic. Thank you. Adair Soto with a 99-cent super sticker. I'm not using OBS, so it doesn't show it. I'm sorry, Adair Soto. I know you like that. Mr. Melancholy with a 350. Here's Tree Fitty for your troubles. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Dead Star with a 2. Hypnotic sucks at video games. That is literally factually incorrect. I actually edited a video of the first boss of First Berserker that I was going to upload on Twitter, and I forgot. Raging D-Head with a 5. Kata getting a little more footwork in at the Vegas airport. Actually, he said he was disappointed with the lack of feet on his live stream today, so I think he's not finding much. Yeah. St. Hugo with a 5. Got a new preview cut up today. Would be great if you could show it. Should be a YouTube save, few seconds for any scene. Will the fans? SRPG Studio, 85%. Let's fucking go.
Nice.
There you go.
83%.
83%.
I saw 85% in the chat. Sorry. Uncle Ricky Martin. This is Cassie's favorite right here. For a $20.83. Since I had a great time last Wednesday, Smash, want to do it again on Tuesday with Hypnotic's blessing, of course.
The hell was last Wednesday?
You want to tell us something?
You've been outed, mate.
So
What the hell was last Wednesday?
are you going to
you were
admit to Ricky
catfished.
Martin being in your house?
Oh, dude,
On a
Ricky
Wednesday?
Martin kind of creeps me out, but his songs are pretty good. I'll be honest.
So you are admitting or denying that he was in your house on Wednesday?
I mean, does playing him on the radio count?
It's fucking gay, bro. It's unbelievably gay. Vet
not
Gamer
1999
Posifis
anymore.
with a 20. Body type A and B is a big deal because of what it represents. Body type should fit under gender, male or female, not be a gender choice. I feel this battle needs to be fought myself. They still trying to erase women.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I actually put up a serious poll. Well, not really. I mean, it's kind of sort of serious. But I put up a serious poll tonight, considering the conversation we're going to have about Palworld, and be curious to look at the results. We got Raging D-Head with a 2. New Day sucks. New Day sucks. New Day sucks. Shout out to you. And then Raging D-Head with another 2. Okay, Will, I'll be nice. Sure about that? James Zopp with a 5. Sorry, Smash. It's all my fault as I pulled the records. I did not mean for it to blow up like it did, but too late now. LOL. Smash's internet is skippy.
Damn,
I'm not even going to ask. Raging D-Head with a 2. We got them, Ryan.
Mission accomplished.
Is this a collaborative effort? Jonas J. Campbell with 1999. I'm doxing you all right now from left to right. That's Clark Matthews, Gary Blevins, Jiff Tarsons, Billiam Stevens, Closefina Jones, and the artist formerly known as Tuk Tuk.
Billiam Stevens.
Are you calling me Indian?
Are you
Go
Tuk
fuck
Tuk?
yourself.
Are you Tuk Tuk?
Familiar with
Tuk
Cleopatra
Tuk is
Jones, but
a
hey.
Tuk Tuk is a Thai is from Thailand. It's like a tricycle, a motorbike and sidecar taxi that you can hire by just waving at the road.
I
saw those
definitely
in
can
James
see him
Bond
being
one
a
time.
Tuk Tuk for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was going after me though, but no, apparently not. Never mind.
St. Hugo put it to all the metalheads, forget Vegas and come to Wacken.
So we
What the
can
fuck
whack
is
in
that?
these nuts.
Oh, God, Jesus Christ. Pietro with the 20 membership banger. Thank you for saving me from Ryan Ho. Thank you so
That's a
much,
good
sir.
clip.
I fucking love that clip, man. I appreciate you. Thank you for the 20 memberships. We got a crazy membership train going on. Jam Ross with a 10. Hey, Alyssa, suck my super chat. Read your examples, and they suck too. Damn. Just in time. What a 5. Body type A and B won't stop me from playing a game, but it's fucking annoying because the woke assholes who force this garbage on us are 99% not gamers.
Yeah.
Shout out to Justin, always on my Suikoden streams, sometimes even helping me remember which way to go. So appreciate you.
Nice. Anime Mania 500 with 1 membership. Shout out to you, bro. I appreciate that. Raging D head for a 5. I saw the garments in question. DJ is incredibly gay. Oh boy, here we go. Fighting in super chats. Scrap Gamer with a 2. Will, your gift has been granted.
Scrap Gamer has gifted me Undertale, which is much appreciated because I actually have never got to the end of that game. So I really appreciate you for that. Thank you. I thought it was going to be some troll gift, but no, it's not. And No Hearts Left has also gifted me RoboCop Rogue City. So fuck yeah. Legends. Thank you very much.
That
Lucky guy,
is
you.
badass. That is badass. Just as a reference, we got Night Silencer gifting to this channel Warhammer 40,000 Chaos Gate Daemon Hunters Grand Master Edition. That is fucking sick.
Wow. I don't have that. Not even I have that.
Shout out to you, Night Silencer 22. I appreciate you, brother. You didn't have to, but you did. We got Bill Jones for 1 month. Smash sings Menudo songs in his tidy whities. Is that true?
I don't even know what those are, but I do.
I don't know what Menudo is. But I know what tight
Menudo.
ways are.
I'm sure. Just in time for a 2. Smash JT, living la vida. Homo. Wow.
Oh.
Saying it so.
Caught in 4K.
Dude, no.
Nice.
If I'm gonna be caught in 4K, I'm more of a John Cicada fan than a Ricky Martin fan. Let's be
What's the Spanish word for homo? Because that would be the correct name of the song.
Isn't
El Homo.
Yeah.
Is it really? Okay.
I think
then.
it is El Homo.
Homolita. There you go. Heavenly Jester with a 5. I'm going to be honest. I feel like New Day lost the plot saying that boycotting a game is the same as censoring or canceling it. We don't owe devs money. New Day's a special person. I'll just leave it at that.
That's
Silver
good.
Bullet Lycan with a 5. Hello, gamers. This cozy stream is here to give you all A and B body types. Let's fucking go.
Hey, John.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
The funny
I don't
thing
know
about
how
that
you
is
can't do that.
A is always male, and B is always female.
Right, it
So
never changes.
They're establishing almost a hierarchy.
Oh yeah, no, they absolutely are. And ironically, in trying to create censorship, they're playing right into what they're supposedly fighting against. And
Yeah,
making
they're
it
actually
like-
subtracting equality.
I look
usual.
forward to the
Mission
game.
accomplished.
I look forward to the game that has like B as a male and like A as a female.
I'll give it time.
It'll happen
Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah. And then Eric Jenkins for $1 on Rumble says L, and then I'm not gonna say that because we don't have any black people on the stream. So sorry. Unfortunate. All right, guys. Shout out to all of you. We are fully caught up. That was insane. Blue Pass tier 1. Almost at tier 2 already. And we're just getting started. Thank you guys so much. Okay, let's get into the topics, man. What are we starting with today? What do you want to start off with today? I'm gonna leave it up to you guys. I never do this. Go ahead.
I kind of think it decided with the A/B conversation.
I guess
we got
that,
Palworld, we got Nintendo Switch 2 pricing and accessories, which I know Cassie's gonna love that one, and we got Oblivion remake, which ironically Cassie's gonna love that one too.
Seems
What are
like
we talking
Cassie
about?
and I are pretty lined up on topics.
Let's keep going on the AB since we started that.
Yeah.
All right.
it's
So you want
really
to
the
talk
one
about the
that
Palworld stuff? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So just some context. I'll bring it up on screen in a second. Palworld is having a conversation around it right now, which I find to be very interesting, and a lot of people are jumping in on it, mainly because Grums posted about it. So once that happened, you pretty much can know that that's gonna, light a fire on it. But Palworld is experiencing a conversation around the fact that people are annoyed with body type A and B being in the game. And to be honest with you, I just find this one to be a little bit strange. And I understand the conversation. I know people hate that shit. Trust me, it's annoying. I get it. But I find it a little bit strange because this game has been out for a while, and now people are starting to try to turn it into you must change it. And I think it's because, quite frankly, what happened with Lords of the Fallen, I think that is setting a precedent that now people are taking that and saying, well, okay, if they changed it, then everybody else is going to change it too. Like whoever's partaking in this craziness. In case people don't know, Lords of the Fallen did have body type A and B in it at one point. And then the CEO started doing this whole Yorch Torch style gamers thing, and all of a sudden now he's making polls on his Twitter page and asking gamers what they want, because he's totally not using this as a method of marketing, but whatever.
Yeah.
And then people said, well, they want male and female in the game, not A and B, and then he changes it a couple of weeks later and people celebrate it. So I think that set the precedent where now people are trying to get that changed in every single game that has A and B. So that leads us to here, right? So there's a discussion on Steam going on right now. The forum's on fire. I think they locked it down. I'm trying to get to the forums right now, but I believe they locked it down, the thread that was going crazy over at Steam, talking about this whole nonsense. But you guys can kind of chime in on what you think. I'm going to bring it up right now.
Is that from Celestial Flea, right? On Steam? That thread?
I think it might have even been deleted. I'm trying to find it. I can't find it right now.
Oh, wow.
Well, I got Celestial Flea status. It says the Palworld forums are burning after my initial thread was locked by Valve due to trolls overrunning it. I'll put this in the private chat if you want to bring it up.
What's the name?
Trolls.
What's the name?
I just shared it in the private. I can just bring it up. It's Celestial
Flea. I don't know if they have. Do they have the same name on Steam?
Yeah, but there's a screenshot of it too. But
I'm trying to find it.
But yeah, they have the same username on Steam too, because I saw Grums share another photo of it before.
Well, let me bring this up. That way people have an idea of who we're talking about. So we got Celestial Flea. Oh, God damn it. Why does it do that? Celestial Flea here. Yeah, I'm used to OBS now. The Palworld forums are burning after my initial thread was locked by Valve due to trolls overrunning it. I stand by every word I wrote in my topic as covered by Grums, and I also appreciate the support and absolutely welcome the wider discussion my thread has sparked, but please refrain from flooding the Palworld forums. Give them time to respond to the situation and be reasonable. By all means, keep one topic open, but don't be idiots. Well, that didn't happen because the forums are being flooded right now. They're I'm looking through the forums, and it is nothing but talks about A and B, male and female body types. That's literally all there is. And then we have the screenshot here. Let's look at this. So which one is his?
I'm not sure.
I'm
trying to this one changed right here. Changed. No, that's Tanuki. What the fuck? I don't see. No, I don't see.
People
it.
have been wiped from the internet because I can't find it anywhere.
I'm looking for
People have way too much time on their hands. Look at all those forums, man.
Oh no, this shit is blowing up. I mean,
I got it. Here,
you got it. Okay.
Yeah, here's the private.
I mean, just so you know, Ryan, Palworld has almost 30,000 threads in their forums.
This is it.
30,000 threads. Okay, here we go.
Found it. Right, here it is. Yeah,
found it. Okay, so let's thank you, Smash, for finding this. Okay, can we change type 1 and 2 bodies to male and female, please? So far, enjoying the game. It's really chill. However, even though it's purely cosmetic, it doesn't really affect the game. I'd like to see the type 1 and type 2 body types changed to male and female, respectively. It's a modern gaming trope that just irks me. We're all adults here. Absolutely nobody worth listening to will be offended by this change. Apologies if this has been already asked. I did do a quick search, but didn't see anything recent. To be honest, this is not a troll. This is not a troll post. This is just
reasonable ask.
Simple fucking post.
It's just a straight up request for a bit of sanity in gaming. I mean, this is
request at that.
Common sense,
it's
Jesus.
absolutely
There's no place for common
sense.
sense. There's no place.
It's getting stupid as well because the gaming industry seems to be trying to double and triple down on this crap that's slowly being eradicated from all civilized countries.
Yeah.
Like we've seen, obviously, the official stance of the US is now that there are only two genders, male and female. The UK Supreme Court, of all places, I couldn't believe my fucking ears when my dad told me that we just officially concluded that trans women are not women.
Oh my God.
In Scotland, of all places, it's about as left
Wild.
as the UK gets. It's
A
mad.
miracle.
But
A
there you go.
miracle.
Yeah, it's great times. And yeah, in gaming, it's all like, batten down the hatches. We got to maintain our weird woke delusion, and it's infuriating. So there's no way to. The worst part for me personally is it always gets under my skin just a little when we get referred to as trolls. When a troll, traditionally speaking, is someone who's only doing whatever it is they're doing specifically as a wind up to get a response. This is clearly a serious post saying, can we just return to sanity? And it's being treated like it's a troll post. It's fucking infuriating.
It's meant to devalue what he or she, whatever, is saying here, because it's pretty clear that if he was trying to troll, I think it would be a lot more obvious. Number one, this seems like a just very genuine. The guys playing the game and probably thought like, oh gee, I wish there was male and female. Let me just write about it, and that's it.
And even
there's no ulterior motive here. It's just, hey, I like the game, but here.
And even he's basically saying like, guys, chill. I was just an ask, like, don't get too out of pocket with it and all that. So, it was just a genuine post that doesn't seem to be like they weren't demanding attention or anything. If anything, just kind of trying to escape it and not like be seen
Even
as
that post there
problem for discussing it.
Where you are, Hypno, that's exactly where I'm saying I was going to read that. Literally, even the response is completely measured and sane. There's no
Sounds
attempt
like
to
a-
wind anyone up here.
Sounds like a normie that just got fed up and started noticing things, and they're like, oh my gosh, let me just write this comment because what is happening? I mean, normal people are going to start to recognize some of these things because they're just everywhere now.
Yeah.
It's interesting because, again, it's not a troll because he even says like it's not a deal breaker for him, just a small irk.
And immediately beneath that, somebody actually replied with a bit of sanity as well, basically saying, you're not going to get their attention here. You need to use the feedback. And he's like, okay, I'm going to go do that then. Thanks.
Yep. Yeah, so like the whole thing was pretty fucking civil at the beginning until essentially people got their panties in a twist. That's how it seems anyway.
It's almost like these can turn into like the game of telephone, where it's like a very basic comment request to start a thread, and then it starts to spiral with the responses until they have to shut it down. And it's like they've lost their way on what the whole point of the thread was for in the first place.
Smash it. All that starts an avalanche is a loud enough noise.
That's
what we're seeing
great
right here.
point. Dude, Hypnotic's right about you. You got a banger every once in a while, man.
Yeah. With a smaller panel that isn't.
That's why I limit it to like 3, 4, 5 people on my show all the time, because Ryan actually does make sense occasionally.
That was a banger. Good point, Ryan. Good point.
Get over
Yeah,
it.
I mean,
SNH is a big show. It is what it is. All right, keep going.
I'm wondering what other people were saying. Like, how was the everyone else's discourse was? Because if it was like as civil as this, then fair enough. But if people became belligerent, I think it's a problem, especially when you're talking to devs that they're on the side of gamers in providing a quality product. And I'd hope at least it's the internet, so this is like wishing into a fucking it's a drop in a bucket. But I was hoping maybe the discourse isn't so bad, but I don't know.
Well, first off, really quick. Absolutely insane that this person responded on April 11th at 11:11 a.m. I'm just saying, number one. Number two, it starts to devolve because this person, says, look up mods elsewhere if you want different body type. It's a nice community over on those sites. And then Celestial says, why are you like this over a simple suggestion to change a cosmetic feature? And that's where it kind of like goes down.
Yes, goes downhill. And when enough snowflakes go downhill, it creates the snowball effect. And once it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse, and then it hits, and then it explodes. Then the topic explodes.
This
Yeah.
person says because it's useless and not needed. There are dozens of games out there which only differentiate by using body type. This isn't something new or special. It would really only bother you if you were one of those obsessed with gender. Yeah, go ahead.
Let me interrupt because I love interrupting you.
Yeah, I know.
The obvious response to
Payback, bitch.
The obvious response for every time they do this is, if it's not that big of a deal, why do they do it in the first place? And
Exactly.
they never have an answer for that.
Because it's not a big deal when they're the ones that are affected positively about it.
Exactly.
When they're
all we're
affected
asking
negatively,
for
then it's
is
a big deal.
all we're asking for is for things to be as they always were, and they're the ones that demand and represent like this irrational change in general discourse or just society. And it's like, what's the big deal? It's like you're the fucking dickheads changing shit. Like,
I mean, I would argue that some of these people don't even play the game, and they've realized
of course
that
not.
attention on the internet is actually almost like a modern day form of currency. So they just play a role to get attention to earn currency online, which is kind of what this has turned into. And I think it can be kind of explained as simple as that.
Well, as
But,
we've
sorry, Ryan. You know what I noticed, because I'm dealing with, the gaming world, the 40K world, and the superhero world. I mean, people that are everywhere that kind of have this woke mindset. They all are the same. Like they all totally leave logic and common sense and defend things that are absolutely horrible. So I mean, it's so ridiculous that I had to have a huge and very stupid conversation yesterday on stream about Superman, how he's supposed to be, and everybody are defending the soy take on him.
Right.
It's the same thing. It's just like copy pasted, but in a different genre or different universe. Same thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I actually have a picture, just really quick. So this is has this been confirmed for anybody curious? I think it has been, but this is like a leak of their, I guess, Discord or something. Where I think this guy is a developer for Palworld. And this is basically the comment that this is kind of like what sparked this whole further of the conversation. It says the decision to make it Pokemon with guns was because they were worried the game would not be a global success unless they added guns to it, because Americans like to shoot things. The gender-neutral Type A character created was likewise because Americans sometimes want to make very ugly characters.
That's cool.
That's how Japan interpreted it over Dragon
That
Quest
is
3 as well.
Where is this coming from? This conclusion, genius conclusion.
This almost feels like a colonial mindset here. Okay, when you want to adapt your products or your games to a Western audience, don't look to the middleman. Look to actual gamers, to customers. Get their feedback in terms of market research, not the go-between merchants who poison the well, for lack of a better term. So, not only Americans like to shoot things, I'm sure European gamers out there would like to shoot things in a Pokemon-style world. And the gender-neutral thing, it's always irked me, as it has with Will. For me, if you want body type character creators, have 26, because there are 26 letters of the alphabet, and you can have true diversity then, true inclusivity of all the various body types.
Hold up. The artist formerly known as Prince would have an issue with your letter limitation.
Oh boy.
No doubt.
Who's Prince?
Oh my God!
Tell me he didn't just say that. Good Lord.
Get out.
Oh,
He's banned.
Jesus. You don't know who Spice Girls are and our Prince?
Who?
You don't
Ryan
know who are
is
Spice
very
Girls and our
uncultured.
Prince?
I don't know if you know that 40K, but very uncultured.
Ryan just got to the cinema for the first time in his life because
He
he
just
was
discovered
paid to
internet.
see Minecraft.
For Minecraft of all movies?
Imagine it.
No, I
Imagine
didn't pay
losing
for
your
it.
cinema
I
virginity
went-
to Minecraft.
I didn't pay for it. I got a +1 free
He was-
ticket because I went with a family.
I mean, that
He
wouldn't be
was
the first time
forced.
Jack Black took some man's virginity. So it's fine.
And
Yeah.
chicken jockey, okay? It's the latest, greatest thing.
Oh yeah, you
Chicken
got
I mean, I
chicken
will
jockeyed,
say,
all right.
just a quick detraction from what we were talking about. Minecraft was not as bad as Kato was saying it was. It wasn't good by any stretch, but it was not as bad as he was saying.
Fair
I will
enough.
die on that hill.
Like, I mean, the
La, la,
body
la,
type A and B
lava.
thing, the body type A and B thing, pisses gamers off. I think for all of our love of escaping into other worlds, it only works if the world we actually live in makes sense.
Yeah.
If you can return to sanity when you get out of the secondary world, when you log out of the game, you go back to where things make sense. They're trying to fuck up the real world through fucking up the game world. And that's one of the things that's for me, that's what annoys me the most about it.
Yeah.
Because people interact with these entertainment properties, whether it's TV shows, movies, video games, whatever, and purely to escape from the modern world. And the core problem of all of this has always been you're making the real world fucking poisonous, and now I don't even have anywhere to escape to because you're infecting that as well.
My general concern is like obviously, I don't think anybody here endorses the type A type B shit because we know it's ideologically driven. That's the difference between things prior to SJW's woke culture, all that shit. Like back then it was just random. It was for whatever specific reason. Now it's just purely ideologically driven. But like,
Oh, yeah.
where is the line is my question, because I like video games now where you have a lot more you have a lot more options with how to make your character. Like apparently people were crying about what is it, Monster Hunter, because you have like a cross, like basically your character design crosses over between male and female kind of as freely as possible. That was apparently a problem. And it's like, if I want to make whatever character I want, I mean, that's a good thing. Like, what's the big deal? Like, even if it crosses over into things that, places I won't go in terms of how I make my character, like, why are we bitching about that? Like, my thing is, yeah, like, rational changes to normalcy is completely fine, but I think every side kind of gets a little bit extra, sadly, and I don't want to necessarily go backwards in terms of like, hey, we're gonna make RPG games with less options for your character.
Well, that's why
maybe
I
a
brought up the
question-
conversation of like why now? Because again, this game has been out for a while.
Yeah.
It's had this in it, right? And there are plenty of games out there that are massively successful that have a body type A and B slider, and usually I always bring up Elden Ring because I think that's the one that a lot of gamers can connect with that also have that option in it. And that's mainly because obviously the game is good. There's no like signs of wokeness anywhere in the game aside from the body type A and B, if you want to include that. So then like the whole thing is like, why now? Why bring up the whole Palworld thing now? Why want to change it now? And I think it's because of Lords of the Fallen. I really do. I think it's because of that change that they did, and then it kind of trickled down. Again, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I mean, there's nothing wrong with him asking. I think it's perfectly fine for him to ask. I think the people that are mad at him for asking are showing their true colors. He wasn't rude about it. He didn't say anything malicious about it. He was just asking a question. But again, I'm just curious as to why now. Like, why bring it up now? Maybe he's new to it, right? Maybe he didn't realize. Perhaps he
Could be.
just picked it up and he saw it. He's like, oh, that's kind of gay, considering that I enjoy the rest of the game. Developers, what's your stance on this? Maybe he was just asking. Who knows? But
People are waking up all the time. They'll see it makes news on another game, and then they'll notice it's in a game they've already got. And previously they hadn't noticed because it was working on them, the propaganda. So then they suddenly turn around and go, actually, you know what? This is something that's irritating me. It's been bothering me for a while, maybe, or it's just something that's just I've just realized. Now I want to make some noise about it. To what Cassie was saying about having everything as a spectrum, I suppose is better than best terminology I can come up with, although I don't like it really. Is like it doesn't make any noise. If you have the ability to choose male, slightly female looking male, or slightly male looking female, or anywhere in between, and no one's there going waving flags and screaming and cheering for it, then then there's no virtue signal. There's no grift in that. So they have
Yeah.
to make a load of fucking noise about it. Otherwise, it's just the world the way it should be, which is where if you want to play a video game and make a character that looks kind of weird to everybody else, but you like it, that I actually don't mind that. That doesn't bother me that much, because what you do in the privacy of your own fucking game time is up to you. But again, it's that grift. You've got to be able to go and change your Facebook profile picture to say fucking I support Ukraine. You've got to be able to say, trans rights, blah blah blah, have the flag in your bio and all that shit. It's
These
nothing.
are the most useless human beings ever, the most worthless contributors to society, couch potato activists. It's always these fucking losers that do nothing positive for anybody.
And they know that they're fucking useless and impotent too, which is why when you call them out on the virtue grift, they suddenly realize that they are being caught out, and that they don't want anyone to notice that they actually haven't contributed anything meaningful to society. So they get hyper defensive and angry. It's the same thing every time.
I mean,
Parasites, yeah. Sorry, Ryan, go on.
I was just going to say, and social media, there's nothing social about social media, folks. I'll never get tired of saying that. Because social media, it forges that internet brain, which drives you insane. These activists, these hacktivists are a great example of that. Though to me, the type A, B situation it's a little issue. But as we all know, and I think Starfield is a great example of this, when there are lots of little things wrong with something, they all add up, right? The type A, B thing is a little red flag. It's all right on its own, okay? But if that's one little thing, and then there are a few other little things, the pronoun thing, that's a little thing, and a bug here, a bug there, a glitch there, a trans character here, a gay character there, diversity here, there, and everywhere. It all adds up, and that's how the poison spreads, and we're going to see more of that with future projects in the West, I believe. More of the subtle poisoning, the boiling frog allegory, that sort of thing.
They've tried to be on the nose with it. They've tried to brand it and use terms like DEI, and now they're having to pivot away from these, but they aren't willing to actually stop their agenda. So they're just going to disguise it, and it'll be death by 1,000 cuts as opposed to being thrown in a wood chipper.
I see this comment a lot, and quite simply, this cannot work. And the reason why this cannot work is because the side that wants male and female and the side that wants A and B, they want them exclusively. They don't want them interchanged. There is no middle ground, right? So even if you add male and female, A and B, so 4 options in the game, both sides are going to be unhappy, and both sides are going to fucking melt down about it because they just want the exclusivity of either or.
It's a fire and water situation, folks, and that's why you see this conflict, for lack of a better term, back and forth, and that's why the culture war has been prevalent for at least a decade, because the many sides involved are like fire and water to each other. That's why the end result, if it ever ends, is either people like us prevail or the opposition prevails, and I don't want to live in a world where the opposition prevail.
No, we are going to prevail. Oh, come on, Ryan. We are going to prevail because they're literally inherently wrong. It's wrong.
Right.
In
reality will
ways.
always prevail one way or another. It's only a matter of time. And, they could try to fight it as much as they want, but it just is what it is. But what I will say, bless this guy's heart, girl's heart. I don't know. Again, I don't know if it's a guy or girl, but they're genuinely trying to have a conversation with these fucking psychopaths. And they realize later down the line, and they say it perfectly. And I know Smash says this too. He says, please explain to me, if it's so insignificant and absolutely trifling to you, why are you so bothered by my suggestion? Why would it bother you if it was changed? I can't help but notice your whole argument is based around attacking me, yet you can't logically explain why it would be bad or shouldn't be implemented.
Yeah.
I mean, if this is someone who's just stumbled onto the topic for the first time and been met with this terminal aggression and backlash, I almost find that a little hard to believe because I'm so plugged into all this crap. So I feel like it's hard to believe that anybody isn't aware that it's going on. But let's just say, for the benefit of the doubt, that the person is completely new to this whole topic and has been met with this kind of backlash. It's fucking hilarious how quickly they've managed to arrive at the logical paradox of the left. That they can't actually defend any of this.
There was someone. No, really quick. I'm trying to find it. There was a comment here that somebody was saying they were like, "Oh, this is just the cultural norm of the developers from where they're from." Yeah, they totally do that. I'm like, what? What Asian fucking country does A and B as a cultural norm?
There's
First off,
no
it
country.
has never been a norm anywhere. This is like a modern term, so you can't say
Yeah.
it's a norm somewhere. That's like
It
that's
can't
not how
ever.
that works.
What
Nice
if that
try, bro.
country existed? If that country existed and that had been a cultural norm for long enough to be considered a multi-generational cultural norm, that country would not exist anymore because they would have died out.
The
Yeah.
A's and the B's. That sounds patriarchal to me. The A's are on top, men, and B's are on the bottom. Women,
Yeah.
know your role.
They only do
Yo.
the A and B thing because they feel like that is what the West wants. And also,
Yeah.
they have a lot of Western consultants that are either living in Japan and working for the company directly, or live in the U.S. and work for the company as outside person. Regardless, they're consulting and they're telling them they're actually this is what happened with Dragon Quest. They're telling them that you need to do this in order for your game to release in the West, and they do
Yes.
it. They're listening to them, and they don't. They think it's funny. They think it's stupid. Like a lot of them, they
Well, the translation of it is ugly characters. That's how it translates.
right.
You remember the Dragon Quest situation when Square took that video down after all
Yeah.
that? I was like, that was fucking weird. Like,
Yeah.
what?
It's because
Makes
they know
sense to them.
nobody like, bro. The Japanese don't fucking care about this.
No,
shit,
if
man.
anything, they
care
don't
about
want it.
A&D.
They're like, oh, I guess America wants it, so I guess it has to be in there. And the consultants are like, yes, it is.
When they realize
being
it's
poisoned.
3%.
Was it you?
Japan
Hypnotic,
is
or
being
someone else
poisoned
that
by
was-
Western ideology, so
Yeah.
Someone was
Yeah.
saying that they were the consultants were claiming that it was a regulation in America, like a ESRB thing, that it had to be A and B. That was like Square Enix was like, oh, okay, we didn't know that America decided that. I guess we'll do that now. It's like, no one decided. Who made that? Who said that? What the hell?
It's bad enough when
Right.
someone is trying to represent your culture back to you within your own culture. It's quite another when they're speaking for you to other cultures and misrepresenting you.
Yep.
And again, I don't know if you guys remember that video, but they were literally laughing at
Yeah.
the West, like laughing. When the body type A and B, male and female thing came up, like they were just fucking laughing at it because of, like, they said it's weird. They said it's like they don't understand it. It's weird. But again, they feel like they have to do it.
Of
You know,
course
oh no,
it's
I'm
I mean,
sorry.
the thing is,
Wait, really quick. They said they have to do it for compliance. That was the translation.
Oh,
If there was
yeah.
if there was a country, I just said like it would have died out by now if there was a country that had that as a culture. But I was sort of reflecting on it and I was thinking about it a bit more. If there was a culture out there that had used A and B instead of male and female, over hundreds of years, those letters would have come to represent male and female. So because it doesn't matter what word you use to describe it, it's what it actually denotes. And what it would be, that one is the one with the vagina and the other one is the one with the PP, and that would mean the same fucking thing. It would just have
letters are
different
hierarchical as
words
well.
assigned to it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, letters are also hierarchical, Will. That's why I made the
Yeah.
the biggest.
Here we go. He's gonna do it again.
Sure.
Okay.
I'd say it'd be more believable
Oh,
that
man.
a culture would abandon that hierarchy of language and would instead have just started to see A as the male letter and B as the female letter, because it's human nature to separate these two things, because pretty much our entire experience of life is based on that. You're born and you are one of the two.
Right.
Yeah, imagine if
idea-
when you're born and the doctor is like, "Hey, it's A or it's B." Like,
Right.
how does this sound?
Yeah, it wouldn't matter if
The
you chose
idea-
any two random words to mean male and female. Eventually, they become the replacement for male and female, because the human mind will normalize what it understands, and what it understands is that there are two sexes.
yeah. I mean, no
was
matter
just
what,
thinking-
there's we're talking about stuff as old as time itself.
Right.
This ideology is just like it's prominent now because we have a bunch of badgering fucking losers that are screeching into an ether. But you're not going to reverse like something as basic as gender that has existed as long as actual species with gender have existed, which is forever.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
It is
even if you convince the whole world that this actually is a thing and that there's no such thing as gender and there's no such thing as sex, as soon as a person is born outside of that paradigm and like grows up separated from that influence, they're going to default right back to human nature, which is to see the world as male and female, just like animals do.
Biological realities.
I just find it concerning that for compliance reasons, Japanese developers and publishers have decided to do this. Mainly because I personally don't support the idea of complying your way into a situation. Do your own thing. I know the Japanese and America have rugged history, especially in the past. But for God's sake, throw a backbone and make what you want to make. And if the Americans don't want it, we'll just release it to the rest of the world, and they will want it.
I mean, if there was actual meritocracy, if someone was to create a game and they decided that their game is going to have, trans options or whatever in it, that's up to them. And in a free market where there is no influence, there is no propaganda, that game would be free to sell as well or as poorly as it's going to based on that.
Here's the problem. So Square Enix has no, it's okay. Square Enix has openly come out and said that they feel like they have to make their games for the Western audiences, or at least partially Western audiences now, because they need the Western audiences in order to survive. They feel like they cannot survive without the West. So they openly admit that they don't make games for just Japanese audiences anymore, and they make them for the West in the hopes to continue their business.
That's a problem too, because
which is wild.
Otakus and Japanophiles are into stuff that is uniquely Japanese for Japanese people.
Right.
That, and the fact that even from a financial standpoint, you can't sell 10, 20 million copies in Japan? Are you that fucking spineless? Really?
Well, I don't think they realize that the reason why the sales are going down probably in Japan is because they are making it for the West. And then the West is not even supporting them enough to make up for the loss in sales in Japan. They were doing so much better when they focused on just being strictly Japanese, because anybody in the West who wanted to consume that content, they were going to consume it anyway.
The appeal is that it's Japanese.
It's like they're taking a different approach from 7th generation, in which they tried so hard to appeal to the West with like Final Fantasy 13 and whatnot.
Right.
And it's just like, it doesn't matter what approach you take, you're still going to lose. Like a rational change was to just get rid of exclusivity outright and just make games for as many platforms as possible. It makes sense because you could have potential sales to more people. So like that's a sensible change. But yes, changing the culture of your games from, especially with established IP, to appease a bunch of people that never fucked with it to begin with, it's just a really poor choice.
I don't consume Eastern content looking for Western sensibilities. Like I think that's the dumbest
why
shit
people
I've ever heard.
leave this content. They're like getting out of here and they're bringing it to Japanese content.
That's why some of the translations that they're having for some animes now, not so much manga, thankfully, not yet, but like animes. Some of these translations are so, oh my god, they're so fucking cringe because they're like Western Gen Z slang.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I don't even know what they even are half of the time. That's how like disconnected I am. But it's so obviously like not what the original creator intended. But they still like try to Westernize it, and it's like, bro, stop, shut the fuck up, stop. That's like that's terrible.
Vocalization is very insidious. That's why I call it vocalization.
Yeah, it's like the middleman, the merchant middleman who will poison the well. That sort of allegory. That's the kind of people we're dealing with in the entertainment space. But this ain't the 1980s or 1990s anymore. The Western world isn't the entire world when it comes to this sort of entertainment. You can sell. I mean, I know we like to shit on Red China, and I like to as well. But that's a lot of people there. I definitely like criticizing India because it's gold. It's a gold mine. There's a lot of people in India, a lot of people in China, a lot of people in the second and third world who are becoming more wealthy. I can't go into why, but there's a world market out there. You don't just have to appeal to America and Western Europe, or the Anglosphere and Western Europe. You can, in a sense, sell your product globally and just stick to your own kind of development. In this case, Japanese development made by Japanese people, sold internationally, and just make it Japanese, and you will resonate to world audiences.
Yeah. So like bring it back. Oh, go ahead, Miss Empress.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that one of the best games that I ever played is the Chinese game Black Myth Wukong. So hopefully they don't change anything because this game is just amazing. Played it 3 times. 3 times.
And the same thing can, the same
go
thing.
ahead.
I'm just going to say the same thing can apply to Chinese games, Indian games, Russian games, assuming they're not sanctioned to hell. And this is how nations and people should move forward. Make games and make entertainment inspired by your national cultural origins, showcase them to the world, and let the people decide whether they resonate or not. Even in African countries.
Yeah, just make the media you want to make, and if it resonates with somebody, then it resonates with somebody. That's how it's always been. And Star Wars has a lot of American values in it. Anime has a lot of Japanese values in it, but there's also parts where, you know, for example, Lucas was inspired by the various films like Seven Samurai and stuff like that. And it just is what it is. Like, it will resonate if it's good, and it will resonate in various ways with the right people. If you try to switch what you're making or try to make it to appeal to a certain type of audience, this is the fundamental problem with all of this. You're diluting the media itself. You're diluting the message. You're diluting the perspective, your perspective as its creator, and people can see straight fucking through that, which is why it gets rejected 90% of the time.
Yeah, and it's sad too because Japan, you know, when they're making the content, a lot of them view some of the more, I don't know if I want to call it extreme content, but like even Japanese horror, a lot of Japanese horror doesn't make it across the sea. A lot of it just stays in Japan because they think that the West is incapable of handling their level of horror, which, to be honest, is kind of. Well, I know. I was gonna say, to be honest, is probably kind of true. But
I mean, even
you know,
Japanese kids' entertainment is, you know, more adult than Western. So
of course,
that's why in the future, from my perspective, this is what the West is usually great at: risk taking. And you know, with the Japanese mindset, very conservative traditionally, you know, especially pre-Westernization. Take some risks. Release, you know, horror-inspired Japanese material, whether it's books or games or movies or television shows, into the Western market. Take that risk. If it pays off, fantastic. If it doesn't,
that's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping Silent Hill F is going to be. But go ahead, Cassie.
It's so hard for Japan because they just have limited people to sell to in their specific country. I know with animation, a lot of these production companies start up and they make a decent anime, you know, but it doesn't go mainstream and they end up closing shop, and it's a struggle. They're like, China can make whatever the fuck it wants because guess what? Like, they have like what, 1 billion people to sell to potentially in their own country. So they double down on business. They're straight up ignorant and they don't give a fuck because like their people are going to back it up. Whereas Japan is a different story. They're willing to cave to shit because they're flaky, especially now more than ever with their economy going down a shitter.
I was just gonna say, it's the economy that's making them make these decisions. The whole world economy is a shit show since COVID, and now we're seeing the fallout from it right now.
It's also a population problem, which no one really has an answer to, unfortunately. I mean, China, 12.5% of the world's population, so that's a massive market. India, also 12.5% of the world's population. 1 out of 4 people on Earth, just on 2 countries. I won't continue because I'll offend them. It just goes to show how massive the market is outside of the Western world, where most, not all, but most of this poison is. And if we are to defeat this disease, this virus of the mind, then we're going to have to look at sources and parts of the world and perspectives that are far more resistant to it, like the East, like the Orient, like India, and even the Middle East, despite the fact they have a bad track record with treating people fairly.
Right.
Oh,
We've
well.
got to get their influence, whether we like it or not.
I don't see, you know, the people having anything, I mean, any issues with what Kojima makes, and he is freaking weird to me. I mean,
That's a
he's
legacy fact, Empress.
Yeah, but
He
he's
has-
weird, but not necessarily, I guess, extreme. Like, he's definitely weird. I wouldn't call him extreme, though.
His stuff still resonates. He can't be that weird.
Yeah.
He's weird, but
that's the
classically.
legacy.
He's weird, but classically
Auteurs are
trained.
weird.
Classically
Every
what?
auteur.
He's
Sorry.
weird, but classically trained in like like classic film. Like he understands,
Oh, yeah.
a lot of things. Whereas a lot of people now they're weird and they don't know what the fuck they're doing. So that's like the difference between
they're
Kojima.
just weird. That's it.
Yeah.
Kojima
Every-
has
it's
this.
not for everyone, but still, he resonates.
Every
because I
artist who classifies as an auteur, like someone with that unique defining style, is a little bit weird. Look at Tarantino, for the love of God. That guy is permanently stuck in the 1970s.
well, that's why
And
that's why
people love it.
legacy. Well, that's why legacy is so important. If you have made a name for yourself and created things that have stood the test of time and have resonated with people, be it game developers or movie makers or even content creators, if you're a bit wacko, people will give you the benefit of the doubt, okay? If I had 10 times my support base, I think people would give me more benefit of the doubt. And the same applies, or similar thing applies with Hideo Kojima. Yes, he's out there, but he's proven himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the man who created Metal Gear Solid cannot be that bad,
I mean, I think you need to have a level of weirdness to you to create something new and unique. I mean, who the fuck wants John Smith making a piece of entertainment? They're going to be bored to fucking
That's
death.
called slop. That's the thing. It's free of artistic merit. This is why you need auteurs. People like Hideo Kojima or Quentin Tarantino or fucking Kubrick or Scorsese or Lucas. They make their kinds of films. Even someone like Christopher Nolan, you can spot their movies a mile away. If they abandon their sensibilities and just start making stuff that is supposed to appeal to the most people all possible, that's exactly how we've ended up with Hollywood slop that appeals to nobody.
Yeah,
Well, because they
exactly.
shout down anybody that tries to do something that isn't aligned with their ideologies.
Yep.
Shout back.
Sounds familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Really quick, I just want to reference something. So this is a translation from an interview that's happening on JPTV, and basically, none of them knew how to develop a game, according to the interview for the Palworld devs. They all learned on the job. They had a budget of $10,000. Most models and gun stuff was done by some middle schooler who was working part-time at a convenience store the devs went to. Originally, they were going to do Unity, but they realized that it was laggy.
This sounds familiar. Like this sounds old, like from like a year ago. I feel like I covered this a year ago. Is this from
Maybe.
back then?
I have no idea, but I'm just reading it now because
Is there a
it's
date
going-
on it though? There's no date.
It just says today.
Okay.
It just says today.
Yeah, but this is older, but yeah.
Could be, but it's still funny.
Oh no, it's still funny. Yeah.
It says originally they were going to do Unity, but they realized it was laggy, so they switched to Unreal on the advice of their senior dev who had worked with Unreal once before. None of them knew how to use Unreal, and so they decided to split up the docs. The senior dev had to teach everyone else what Unreal was and how to use it. And these are the people getting sued by Nintendo, by the way.
Of course.
Yeah.
You gotta love that mentality. Whenever a group of people come together with bugger all, just straw and string and staples, and manage to make something that resonates with the entire fucking world, it's always because of the conditions that create it.
And do you
have
notice?
to-
Will, to your point, every time that happens, there's always a lawsuit to follow. Every time there's something successful, there's always a lawsuit to follow it. Every single time.
But that's why. Well,
You
that's
gotta suffer
that's
for
why-
your art.
Yep.
Exactly. That's why, folks, there is a danger in growing too quickly, no matter what industry you are in, because the
Yeah.
quicker you rise and make a name for yourself, the quicker the fucking knives will come out to try and stab you and bleed you dry or out. One of them.
Why do I
best
feel
believe-
talking about my channel right now, Ryan?
Yes, that's one example.
I mean,
that is one example.
best believe, there is
wrong.
a select few, figureheads that do try to control who gets to enter the upper echelon or not. Like, obviously, people walk through the door, and a lot of them want to close it in your face. That's just sadly how it always has been.
Pull the
And
ladder
ga-
up.
but
Yeah.
but in all fairness, gaming, it has been the hardest thing to do. There's been so many breakout indie successes. Like, I just was playing Schedule 1 today. One fucking guy just sit out, and I don't
guy.
even know if that game's been out for a month yet. This dude must be sitting looking at at what is going to be his paycheck at the end of the month of the game's release. It's crazy. Imagine just having to sit there for a whole month before like getting your money from your massive independent.
we're all
success.
YouTubers. We're all used to that.
Oh
Having-
man,
not
having
not
to
to
look at
that
our
fucking
paycheck for
level,
an
though.
entire
What the
No,
fuck?
yeah.
if there was like 7 figures in my YouTube paycheck, I understand what we'd be going through. There's
Well,
no-
again,
reality-based
he's selling it.
empire.
He's selling the game for $19.99. Times that by an estimated 5 million sales, according
Wow.
to.
Mm.
So you're
Yeah.
talking about almost
$25
$100 million.
million.
So Steam takes 30%. So $70 million is about to be dumped in
Oh
his
my
fucking account.
God, bro.
You went from indie developer solo guy to a fucking multi-millionaire in 1 month.
Yep.
And then the knives
Crazy.
come out, the
$100 million.
lawsuits start, and now it's time for you to either bleed out or bleed dry, motherfucker. You did too well.
Like
That
at
is
this point, the way the
cancerous
world works,
genocide.
the dude needs to buy an island and retire and move the fuck away because everyone's gonna try to destroy him the next time.
He's got to
look
pull
what
a
happened-
Flappy Bird.
Exactly. Like that's what you got to do. Look what happened like with Notch with Minecraft. Now there's like all the wokies hate Notch. They want to take him down. Like it's a very whenever there's a successful developer that's like super extremely successful, it turns into a political. Oh, they're making too much money. It turns into capitalism versus communism every time.
No, it's not about making too much money. It's about making too much money the wrong way. That's what
Yeah.
it is. Like these, you got to understand. These are people.
Yeah.
It's very similar to the Ripperverse, right? There are people who have sold their souls to the mainstream, and they've been told their entire life that the only way to get somewhere in the field of whatever they're trying to do is to follow these steps. You got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do that, you got to work your way up, whatever. And then comes along fucking Tyler with Schedule 1, who makes it by himself, and before you know it, he makes more money than I don't even know how many fucking studios combined in 1 month, and they're looking at him like, "Well, you weren't supposed to do that. Why'd
Welcome
you
to
do
the
that?"
exact same reason that journalists hate YouTubers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly.
Exactly. That's
Because
a good
they're the
point.
ones who, again, they think because they go to college or whatever, but that's assuming no YouTuber went to college, but you know how they think. They assume that because they went to college and got gender studies degrees and
related,
learned
yeah.
how to write from, I don't know, watching whoever fucking activist they watch on. Like, it's
Using
so
Grammarly.
ridiculous. It really is ridiculous. But again, it's from a place of envy. It's from a place of, you did it in the way that people told me was not the way to do it. So because I listened to them and I went the regular route and you went the alternative route, you should not be more successful than me.
I mean,
Yeah, exactly. I mean, people
crazy.
don't take risks. They try and play it safe. They follow the established paradigm. They're walking in other people's footprints, and they get to the middle. And then someone comes along, throws the rule book out, does something by themselves. It resonates. It doesn't happen to most people. They're taking extreme risks. You've got like a 1% of a 1% chance of that actually resonate with anybody, and it works. And every now and then, someone comes along, becomes a fucking superstar, a supernova, and completely takes over a genre or something in art. It can be anything. It doesn't even have to be art. We're talking about any paradigm where someone comes along, uses an atypical means, and as a result ends up more famous and more spectacular, more celebrated than the guys who just did it the conventional route. Even pro wrestling is another example. They hate the indie guys that make noise outside WWE, come in and then take over. That's why they hate punk.
We'll put them in a very nice way.
Also, higher education is not proof of intelligence, so they can suck it. The journalists.
Yeah, of course.
that
It's a proof of compliance. A degree is proof that you can do as you're told. That's
Instead
it.
of getting envious, instead of getting jealous of others' successes, folks, the best thing to do is to learn from others. That's what I try my best to do, and try to emulate their successes, because I'm not really a talented person. So that's why I try to do what I do.
So you
and the
accept it.
controversy and the controversy aspect, that's like a shield. If you can take it, you've got a fucking spine. If you
also,
can't take it, you're compromised. You will be a fucking poison if you can't take the controversy.
It's also
That's
worth pointing out
why-
that talent doesn't necessarily precipitate success.
Good point.
Very often, talented people get left in the dirt by hard-working normies who just are willing to work 24 fucking
Sometimes
hours a day, work till they
it's-
drop. You know,
It's
Sounds
also
familiar.
It's also very random because there are some people that are mega popular on YouTube from back in the day that are just fucking weird. It's like they actually don't really have a talent or anything. It's
And
just-
yeah, some of them are in fucking prison. They're so weird, but
Yeah,
hey.
Yeah, you ain't wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
in the
financial
WWE is the same
cockroaches.
actually. So yeah.
Yeah, that's true as well. Yeah, in pro wrestling.
Some
it's definitely true.
creators are financial cockroaches. Other creators are cockroach kings. And for all we know, there's a creator out there who fucks cockroaches. I don't know, folks.
Oh,
It takes
no.
all sorts to be a content creator.
Don't put
mean,
that in
you-
my brain.
You look like
Jesus.
you would have
I'm so
something
glad you
small
said
enough to
brain.
fuck a roach with. I mean, what?
Oh my
Oh, no,
god!
got Terminated.
Ugh. Behave, Brian. I
Don't
see
you
it.
have
I
to
see
go
it turning. I
through
see it turning.
somewhere?
There it is.
And now we're in the gutter.
Oh god.
It's just
all right.
because she's not black, he can't turn around and go, "Shut up, you black bastards!" Like,
Stretch the black word as far as possible.
Clip that, people. Get him cancelled. Not
Ryan, no
good.
one's gonna
Him.
clip me when you're on the panel. Come on.
That's true. All clipping eyes are on you, Ryan, right now. Anyway, final thoughts on Palworld before we move on.
Usually get on people's case when when these conversations come up, because usually it's by someone that's belligerent as fuck, but the person that started this conversation was completely rational. And this is the stuff that I think is very important. Like for me, nuance is important, tone is important, and yeah, I will do nothing but defend this person because they were the rational one. And anybody that's like fucking screaming at them, like this is what we need to expose how irrationally like distasteful and just outright stupid the opposing opinion is.
Right. It doesn't matter until it does, basically.
In a sea of people screaming and reading about nothing in particular,
Yeah.
someone actually asking for answers is the person who should get promoted.
Again, they're the first ones to claim that it's not a big deal, doesn't matter, why are you so mad, blah, blah, blah. But the moment a TV show, a movie, a video game comes out that's a little bit too white or lacking diversity, suddenly you got all the
Pitchforks
articles
are out.
coming out. Suddenly everybody's complaining like, oh, look at this lack of diversity. Yeah, go tell Hoyoverse that nothing matters, because they clearly are getting attacked every single day because their characters are not black enough for some people. So clearly it does matter. But again, it's the people who say it doesn't matter are the ones that are benefiting from whatever supposedly doesn't matter.
Yep.
They're benefiting. They're in the benefiting chair, so they think it's not a big deal. But the moment that chair slips out from under them, now it's a big deal.
Yeah, we live in a society where we have actual sexism in a cartoonish game, which is of course the A and B stuff, because that's literally sexism in the game.
Yeah.
When you don't acknowledge the two genders, what's happened? I mean,
It's too scary to acknowledge the two genders, clearly.
And you gave a B to women instead of an A.
It's so stupid. And you know what's crazy? Hold on, I'll end it with this. The reason why I can't take the A and B thing seriously, as much as it's like it's annoying and it's dumb, I can't take it seriously is because it's so lazy, right? Like, so you do A and B, but you changed literally fucking nothing else about the A and B. So you're trying to say that by removing just the name itself, that's more inclusive to people that are intersex or whatever fucking term you want to use. But at the end of the day, like, A is still that brolic dude, B is still that feminine looking female, and that's basically it. Like, what does that even matter? You're changing the name, who cares? It's all about the visual representation on screen. I could still see the male. People are still going to look at it and think male. People are still going to look at it and think female, depending on, A and B. So it's just so lazy.
The A and B would, like I said, with that idea of a hypothetical country that had different terms instead of male and female, just using A and B, that just replaces the words. What they denote does not change.
That's it. Yep. All you see on screen is the exact same. You still got gender locked armor in most of these games. Like, it's so stupid. Anyway, all right, we're gonna catch up on super chats, and we're gonna move on to Nintendo. That should be fun.
boy.
That should be fun. All right, so where did I end off at? We got let's see. We got right here, Essence of Chaos with a 5. Let's just say if Oblivion doesn't drop next week, Cassie won't be the only one in therapy or jail, if you catch my drift. Cassie, what are we thinking, man? Is this gonna drop or not? Are they gonna shadow drop this shit, or what are we doing?
Bro, Xbox support basically,
I
supported
saw it.
the leak. Like
April 21st.
It's weird. I don't know how it's gonna work.
It's 2
out,
days
but
from now.
yeah, it's very, very strange. I have to wonder, like, what are they going to do in order to introduce this? Like, it's very weird. Like, people were thinking it was going to be the June Xbox event, that they were going to shadow drop it, which would have been awesome. You know, it would have hyped up the event for sure. But they're saying it next week, and it's like it's so weird because Expedition 33 is an Xbox Game Pass game, so it's been promoted by Xbox, and it kind of eats into that game. I don't know, it's just very weird. But I hope it's real. I mean, I want it so fucking bad. Like, I'm excited to dunk on Skyrim fanboys that have been telling me it's a better game because of the dragons. Fucking retards.
You could be answering your own question there, Cassie, because Xbox is so desperate to get their Game Pass system to be sustainable for their future that they may just be putting more and more and more games into it.
It's sustainable. Just keep selling $70 games to PlayStation console gremlins. That's all.
Or $80 games to Nintendies.
I don't know. I think at this point, I've been hearing this game is going to drop like
I know
so many times at this point. I'm like, whatever, dude. I'm not. I'll put it like this. I'm not going to drop everything. No pun intended, to go play this fucking game if it shadow drops around the time when Expedition 33 is coming out, Doom's coming out. Like I'm not trying to. I'm still playing First Berserker. Like, I'm sorry. You should have let me know you were coming out. Now you got to wait. Like, I'm good. Yeah. I'm good.
I ain't mad at you.
And that doesn't even count the 2-player games we're going to play. Right, Hypno? Bueller?
I'm so glad my internet signal is not strong enough for that kind of gameplay.
Damn.
Just trying to figure out why
Nobody would
Smash
play with
JP keeps freezing as well.
Because its signal is shit.
He's probably downloading a game or something.
Wait, is it freezing up?
Yeah, you're having
periodical, like really regular.
Smash
totally locked up every
Smash,
10 seconds or so.
People have been requesting that I give you a friend pass for Lords of the Fallen because they added seamless co-op, and I gotta tell you, that's the worst fucking idea I've ever heard.
Sminsky,
like the idea of me carrying you.
I got a code for it.
You got a code for it? Look at you, you fucking shill.
The CEO Tominsky, is it Mirek Tominsky? He messaged me with the code. He's like, here's the code for the game. I was like, oh, dude, thank you.
Fucking shill. God damn.
I didn't even shill for it.
The most prominent creator here, in an effort to deflect from the fact that he is having technical difficulty, shame on you, is now showing off the fact that he's buddy with a fucking CEO, a gaming CEO of a successful
buddy
game.
with them. I've talked to a lot of CEOs in gaming. I'm not buddy.
Exactly.
Chat
is on point. They're calling you Booty Adams. Yep.
I'm not. I didn't
Booty
ask
JT.
for it. I didn't.
We are
tag
officially
them
starting
begging
it
for
now. Chat,
No.
spam the chat with Booty JT.
That's not. That's what happened.
That's what's happening. That you are Booty JT. It's unfortunate.
That is not.
You
what
have found your move. It's sad, man. I was really hoping you would turn out not like them.
There we go.
It's unfortunate. Yeah. So we got Heavenly Gesture with a 5.
I'm using my other
Smash.
camera now, by the way. Does this one?
Nope. You're still lagging.
Is it really?
You're still freezing and zoomed out.
Smash. You're gonna talk about the Grums post with the docs on Flashcast on your show tonight. Also, Hypnotic favorite shonen series. I gotta go with Bleach, bro. I have way too many that I like. That's my favorite. I think you asked me this before. I'm almost positive.
But yeah,
The
to
only
answer
thing
the
that-
question, yes, I do plan on covering that tonight. Yes.
Nice. The only thing that seems to fix the stuttering issue on StreamYard specifically, because it's only a StreamYard issue, is a PC restart. That's because I deal with it too.
Don't bother. It's fine.
Now.
Miss Lutic with a 499. UK court ruling is helping fuel us in pushing harder and faster to rip the idiocy. Did they misspell that? Idiocy out by the root. Female is not a feeling. Female, not type B.
By the way, real quick, Scrap Gamers, shout out to them for gifting me Forgive Me Father 2 and Power Slave Exhume. Thank you.
Holy shit.
Hell yeah.
Nice. The games are going out everywhere.
The second game sounds scary. Power Slave sounds insane, but hey. I'll give it a go.
Crazy. GraphWeb with a 2 saying, for fuck's sakes, hashtag cancel Disney Plus. GraphWeb, where's that earnings call, man? Come on. Disney's got to release their earnings call. I need to hear about more lost subs because of you. It's got to happen. ENH with a 2 W panel. Maybe the 50s were right. Oh wow, that is.
I can't answer that
man.
for legal reasons.
S is the chaos for a 5. If we must have body types A and B, then they must add the rest of the letters of the alphabet so it's more inclusive. Yeah, they're always going to go.
How would that look like? Like what? A square, a triangle, a pear? Like what?
40K Empress, it would be 26 separate but equal body types, which would be diverse, inclusive, equitable, and not at all emulating the separate but equal policies of the United States of America.
We will have
Until
3
somebody
boobs and
decides-
500 other parts.
3 boobs. Wow. No, because then everyone would say, why are you only using the Western alphabet? And
Yeah.
before long, you'd have to use the phonetic alphabet or some other.
Yeah, why do you breathe at all then? I mean,
They always go
never
with
enough.
the laziest way that they can virtue for the most, like virtue signal for the most. That's what they do. So if they could do A and B and not have to do a single fucking other thing, they will. And they just don't want to flat out admit that they don't have the resources or the development time to create all of these random fake body types and whatnot. So they do the A, they do the B, and that's basically it. Or they do with pronouns, they do he, him, she, her, they, them. That's it. They never do anything more. They never do the neo pronouns, never do any of that stuff. Because it's too much time and they don't care. They just want to do the minimum for the most. That's it.
Yeah.
Raging D head for a 2. Where's my biscuits and gravy, Alyssa?
Oh my god.
Boy. Raptor Kratos with a 2. El Grande Americano is from the Gulf of America. Nice. Nice.
Best
Phase
Gulf
Beast
on
for a
Earth.
2. Why not add a Smash JT third body type option? Grift. Nice.
Griff.
Bud with a $2 super sticker. Thank you, Bud. Appreciate you. Holy shit, I'm getting yelled at in here. What the fuzz? Kyle Barrow with a 10. There is no thing as gender, only sex. Gender means subclass. It's about creating a new class system. What I want to know is who is the class we are meant to subordinate to. And then we need to stop using that language with no spaces. Nice.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just using any language correctly would be appreciated.
Kyle made
you
every
drunk?
single bit of that $10 go as far as possible. No, he's not
Yeah,
drunk.
yeah.
He just wanted to
Crowbarred
make
in
sure
the words.
it all fit in the limitation.
Steve, by the way.
Mad Amoeba with a 5. Do you all remember the gender slider in Demon Souls back when it first came out? Thought that was funny and weird at the time. I miss Demon Souls, man. Such a good fucking game. I've said this so many times that Demon Souls was the main reason why I bought a PS5. The remake.
it's so ironic.
I played the original, obviously, but the remake. I love Demon Souls. So good.
Crazy didn't get
Gender
a PC
slider.
port.
I know.
Gender slider, and it's called Demon Souls. That should tell you everything you need to know.
It is ironic that Demon Souls and Bloodborne are the 2 games that never got PC releases, and they're also 2 of the most Demon Souls is loved by a select group of people. It just has the totally different feel than your modern Dark Souls-esque game. And then Bloodborne, obviously people love Bloodborne just because the aesthetic and the combat. And it's just really good. It's really good. Wait, I fucked up. St. Hugo with a 5. And do have localization paragraphs in your contracts that ensure heavy penalties for straying too far from the original, even if detected way later.
Yep.
There you go. Solomon the Lich with an ARS 200. Localization is an issue companies need to drop the hammer like an angry god. Even here in Argentina, we had translations of manga. The editors showed the one-to-one translation and the patch or an explanation of the word games. Nice. Yeah, thankfully the manga, manga localization issues are not as prevalent as I would say anime.
I'm telling you, I can't wait for AI to take their jobs. I can't wait.
They're experimenting. There are some publishers that are experimenting with AI.
It's going to be great.
And I think the highest that they've reached so far is about a 97% accuracy.
Wow.
So they're working.
I mean, really, that's all you need. You could have one person just check it and fix the errors type thing.
But that's the key, Smash. The one person,
Yeah, you're
the
right.
one
You're right.
middleman, the one
That turnkey
merchant
person. Yep, you're right.
who'll sell you the snake oil.
Right now, AI is only as good as the person who designed it. So if you have a super woke AI,
Good point. Good
I mean,
point.
it's not going to be great. You know, that's why
It'll
Grok is
do
amazing
itself
because
in.
Grok, I've typed in some crazy shit into Grok for thumbnails and it just puts out exactly what you asked for it.
Yeah, I
Whereas
feel like
if you
Grok
remember
is-
Google's AI, would be like, hey, yeah,
Gemini? Is
show
it
me
Gemini?
show me British royalty, you know, in the early whatever, and then it'll literally be a fucking black person in a
Oh my
you know,
God.
whatever, like royalty dress. And I'm like, bro, what? And then it's like, show me, you know how bad it was with the diversity? This was great because I saw this. They said, show me the Nazis. Show me like, show me a, you know, like a Nazi from whatever. It doesn't matter. And then they fucking made like an Asian woman Nazi, a black Nazi, like all kinds of just like, what are you doing, bro? You have a diverse, like
very diverse.
You could tell
Yeah,
that
they
the
didn't fix
AI,
it.
the AI was designed with diversity as a forefront of everything.
Yep.
So it didn't matter what you asked it; it just had to check off diversity like first, no matter what.
You have to
It's
question
fucking
like
dope.
based.
You have to question how really artificially intelligent, you know, these so-called AI systems actually are.
Yeah, it's just you honestly, it was kind of like gold. You found some interesting stuff with the Google one. What we got? I didn't read that one. JM for 10. The world loves a hero, but they love a fallen hero even more. True.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just looking up something. Do you remember the game? And this is related to Dark Souls. You remember the Capcom game Deep Down?
Deep down, yes.
Remember that they announced that shit and never came out and looked like
Never
a
came
Souls
out.
clone?
Mm-hmm. They had the
Crazy.
guy in armor fighting a dragon and shit.
Yeah.
I remember that trailer. Yep.
Yep, it looks sick. People were
Yep.
looking forward to it for years, and it just never heard of
Nothing.
peep for over a decade.
Yep. Sad, but then I think they ended up saying later down the line that Deep Down was more of like, I guess, a tech demo or something. Like they tried to pass it off as, oh yeah, well, you know, it was more so a tech demo to showcase the capabilities of our new engine. Blah blah
At
blah.
the time when Capcom was at their worst, tech demo. All right, brother.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying it's the cope that I saw.
I know.
We got ENH for the 2, the college versus trade school argument. Yeah. Yep. Raging D head with a 2. Ryan, Power Slave. There you go.
Such an old game. Damn.
That's a thing now, by the way. That whole laugh. They make me do it. I don't know why. It's because I reacted. I was making fun of the fucking.
Dude,
you saw that
I watched
reaction?
that with TDS and we were dying, and the chat was like, "Man, Hypno was doing that his whole stream." I was like, "Oh, I missed it."
Because I don't understand what the fuck he was doing.
He was
What's wrong with that guy?
He's trying to laugh, but it was like the weirdest fucking laugh ever. Like, I don't know what he was doing.
It just got worse. No, it wasn't even like that, bro. I'm
remember
telling
that.
you, it was worse.
It was bad.
Archangelus with a 5. Hello, panel. Had a hard day of work. Looking forward to the topics tonight. Thanks for all the hard work you guys do. Hey, shout out to you, bro.
We just
I
chilling.
appreciate
Sam.
you.
Hope you're chilling too.
Keep working your ass off. Keep doing what you got to do, man. Death Star with a 2. Neo 1 and Neo 2 are better than Bloodborne.
I mean, in terms of frame rate, yeah.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
I'm gonna have to heavily disagree with that one. I'm sorry, sir. Not that they're bad games. I'm just saying, like, that's just, I don't know. I don't know about that one.
Don't let me bring my Arab friend in here to tell you the many ways how you're wrong.
It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. And then we got Eric Jenkins with $1 on Rumble. Says, of course, the degenerate Brit doesn't know who Prince is. Flog the Brit in the streets all through London. And then for another $1, he says, I like this idea. A straight annihilation sounds about right. And then another $1. So you're telling me they didn't double check an unknown regulation because of the consultants they hired? And then another $1. If you think those goat fucking people in the Middle East will help us get rid of the woke, I have beachfront property in London to sell you.
Is this Rumble?
Yeah.
Because there's no way you can say that on YouTube.
Rumble people take advantage so hard because Rumble allows you to write a whole fucking novel for $1. So
Goat
they
fucking.
only ever donate like $1 because that way they could just get their entire novel out. It's pretty crazy.
You should
Eric
make
Jenkins.
make a rule. Say, hey, $5 for Rumble.
I'm not that kind of person. I should be though.
Hey, give it like a year. Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, $1 is $1. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate everybody on Rumble. Constantine.
You forgot to
for
start
$1.
that off with saying I'm not gay, but
Oh, okay. Sorry. What did that guy say? I'm not gay, but I had sex with male characters in the game. I'm like,
yeah.
what the fuck?
Awesome.
Constantine for $1.
Got
Have
news
Hypno.
for you.
Camaro's done it as fast as absolute fuck. Like butthole puckering fast. Nice, Constantine. Constantine's been working on a Camaro. Congratulations, man.
Nice.
That is awesome. All right. We're fully caught up. Okay. Thank you guys so much for the insane support. Again, I appreciate you. We passed tier 2, and that is awesome, especially for people who are watching who like to zoom in on manga videos. Okay, let's go into the next topic, which is going to be about Nintendo Switch, man. So let's talk about that. What are we thinking? So Nintendo Switch 2 has confirmed that the console price is going to remain the same. This is when everybody cheers. Everybody cheer for Nintendo. They're a great company.
Yay.
they're for the gamer. Okay, it's obvious. They could have easily rose the price, but they kept it the same. So,
So now it's not, ripping your hair out expensive. It's just regular extortion.
Yeah.
Well, in a way, but no. Let's hold on. There's more to the story. So before we celebrate, so Nintendo has confirmed that they are going to keep the console at $449, and they're going to keep the bundle with Mario Kart at $499. But the caveat is that while they are keeping
my money,
good point. While they are keeping the console the same, because of obvious reasons, and we'll get into it, they are going to be raising the price on literally all of their accessories. Pretty much everything for the Switch 2 is being bumped anywhere from $5 to $10. Because fuck you, give me money.
$100 SD cards or something like that.
No, so I think the most egregious one, and I feel like they've always been egregious with their controllers, but the Joy-Con 2 controllers for a pair of Joy-Cons is going to be almost $100 fucking dollars.
$90.
It's
There's
like
a $95
$50 now, isn't it?
95 plus tax.
Well, I have it right here. So
yeah,
it's
Nintendo
like $50
Switch 2
now
Pro
for a set
controller.
of regular Joy-Cons, right?
No, well, in America, the standard price for Joy-Con is $80 for the Switch 1 Joy-Con.
Jesus Christ! I thought it was
Yeah.
expensive in the Philippines. It's fucking. That's only about $50 to $60 in the Philippines.
Yeah, it's rough out here.
Yeah, it is. It is insane. Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller, $84.99. The video games seem to be staying the same. By the way, Mario Kart World will be $79.99. Donkey Kong will be $69.99. Joy-Con 2 pair, $94.99. I think that went up like about $5 or so. Joy-Con 2 charging grip, $39.99. I think that also went up about $5. Joy-Con 2 strap, $13.99. Fucking charging you for the strap, $13.99. But anyway, Joy-Con 2 wheel set, $24.99.
Get the strap.
The camera, Nintendo Switch 2 camera, $54.99.
What?
The Nintendo Switch 2 dock set, $119.99.
Which that one's the most egregious one because the old
dock.
one used to be, what was it, 60 or 70? I think $70 for the old docks.
I mean, the
It's
dock
almost double.
dock has a fan in it
Yeah.
now and stuff, but still not $120
Let's add
worth of fan.
$50 to the price because there's a
Yeah,
fan.
fuck
in it.
that. Yeah, no,
Also,
it's
just-
still terrible, but
just
it's
as
baseline
a
price.
clarification, because I made this mistake on Hypnocast. I tend to forget that there are 2 cameras that are available for the Nintendo Switch 2. There are the actual Switch 2 camera, the black one, and then there
One
is
on
the
the stand.
plant. There is the plant camera, the Piranha Plant one.
One on the stalk.
The Piranha Plant one is the one that is 480p. So when people were looking at this, they're like $54.99 for a fucking 480p camera. I was one of those people. It's not. So the Nintendo Switch 2 camera is a 1080p camera. But apparently that really doesn't fucking matter because inside of the actual like software, it actually downgrades your output quality. So it doesn't fucking matter if you're 1080p 60 or 1080p 30 because they're basically you're gonna look pixelated anyway, which is kind of ridiculous. So I mean, whatever.
That's so fucking retarded. All of this, like,
Yeah.
It's you drop your image quality to have a shitty low quality image of yourself in the fucking game. We've got Discord, you dicks. We don't need this. We never needed this. Drives me nuts.
No, it's the same with the PlayStation camera.
Smash
It's
JT's
horrible.
still gonna buy it, of course.
You know why Smash is laughing? Because he's donating $1 super chats on Rumble and writing literal fucking. Look at him. He can't even hold it in. He's writing literal like
Oh
a
my
novel.
God.
He's writing a dissertation. Look at it. He's snorting a dissertation. Look at it. He wrote another one. Four $1 fucking. I am not reading that. I am not reading that. Fucking dick. What an asshole! I swear to God.
You buy the Virtual Boy Smash?
He can't even hold it in. Look at it. He's tickled. He's fucking tickled. Look at him. Look
I
at him.
couldn't help myself.
That's fucking. What an asshole.
Old pig.
What an asshole.
That's why you're getting sued, motherfucker.
This is this is why you get sued. You know what? Listen, Conte, you were right. Okay.
Oh my God.
Oh, she's gonna clip that.
Yeah, definitely.
But like,
clip it. Why can't we have fun? Oh, I'm sorry. Wrong fucking. My bad.
Look, folks, this is exactly and I've been having signal issues, so I apologize. This is exactly the worst approach Nintendo should be taking. They're putting their foot forward and becoming the next EA because, Doug Bowser or whatever the fuck his name is was an EA alumni. And you're seeing this price gouging. And this could, if they double down on it in future generations and just stick with the Switch concept, but just constantly price gouge, this could be the beginning of the end of Nintendo, man. It could get that bad.
I don't think it's gonna get that bad, Brian. I don't. I think that Nintendo has done a great job at training their audience. And sure, anytime you have a situation where there's this level of extreme pivot or like seemingly an extreme pivot, you're gonna lose people, of course. But I don't think it's ever gonna be enough to really like hurt this company. You're talking about one of the richest companies in Japan. It's not going to be anything that is going to really kill them off. Let's keep going really quick. Nintendo Switch 2 carrying case and screen protector, $39.99. All-in-one carrying case, $84.99.
I'm out. I'm out.
What?
I've been a lifelong Nintendo kid, right?
No, you know what that is? That's
4 years old.
That's the MSRP for the carry cases. Those always get slashed like by 70% after like they're like a Ubisoft game.
Are you defending this Smash?
No, I'm not at all. I'm saying that is like a standard overpriced for a carry case. That's for every console. They always do that.
No,
You got to remember, Smash JT has already been browbeaten into submission by Nintendo. So through all of this, he still maintains he's going to buy the Switch 2.
No Empire.
All right. My business doesn't make that much money.
But no empire, be it political or corporate, can last forever. I mean, Disney is a great example. Over the past 4 years, their market share has gone from 360 billion to 175 billion. That's half gone in 4 years. And that was as a result of doubling and tripling down on bad decisions on every front. And if Nintendo goes through 2 generations, which is close to 2 decades at this point, if they double down on this concept with the Switch 3, then they could end up in a similar position.
You do not know who the fuck you are dealing with, brother. We're dealing with Nintendo, all right? It's believed. Basically, they have an insane amount of cash reserve, from what I've heard. It's believed that, and minimal debt on top of it all. It is believed that basically they have $10 billion of debt-free money just sitting.
They could stay in existence for probably over the next 250 years at the current inflation rates and have failure after failure after failure of consoles.
Wow, Nintendo
As of
could
September
literally
23, they have 11.44 billion.
Wow,
Well, then
that's
Nintendo
a lot of
can
money.
literally outlive Japan, because considering Japan's population problem,
They've got to be
fucking
one
hell.
of the most valuable companies in all of Japan.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah,
Like
certainly,
outside of Sony, Sony? What else is there? Toshiba, Honda. What else? Like
That's just, I mean, the car
Toyota?
manufacturers. like
Toyota. Yeah, Toyota. Is Honda Japan too?
Yeah.
Honda is Japan.
Toyota, Honda.
So is
Sony.
Hyundai.
Like Nintendo's going to be in the top 10.
Yeah. Easily.
richest
Yeah, that's
companies
South
in
Korea.
Japan, which is insane when you think about that.
But low key, despite me being super anti-government, I would love to see Japan go after Nintendo a little bit just to make them sweat a little bit.
Like to lower the prices. Well,
Just like, hey man, we're gonna start siphoning your money, Nintendo. That
Oh,
would be
yeah,
hilarious, low-key.
Like what the U.S. does to companies. Gotcha.
Yeah, at this point, right?
No, but the thing with Nintendo and
Really quick. Top 10 most richest companies in Japan.
Mhm.
Number 1, Toyota at 242 billion. This is in U.S. dollars, by the way. Sony Group Corporation, 150 billion.
Yeah, Nintendo's nowhere near that.
Mitsubishi at 154 billion. Hitachi Ltd. 131 billion. Keyence Corporation, 104 billion. Fast Retailing Co. 99 billion. Sumitomo Mitsui Financial Group, 99 billion. Recruit Holdings, 98 billion. SoftBank Group, 93 billion, and Nintendo at 87 billion dollars.
Wow. In the top 10.
Yeah.
Right at the last one, 10.
I was gonna say
Supposedly, yeah, they're 87 billion in market cap, but they've got something like 16 billion in net assets and 11 billion in a war chest.
but they're very kind to their own kind. Like the Japanese only Nintendo Switch is heavily discounted.
$300.
Yeah, compared to the rest of the world. Which
course.
is,
That sounds so racist.
I mean,
I mean, to
here's
be
the thing,
fair,
like-
their people are struggling.
I mean, it's fine if they're going to do that. That's fine. But that would never happen in America. Like they'd be
Hey,
like,
dude,
"Oh,
do
everyone-
that.
They'd probably charge us more.
Exactly.
If they did that in like internationally, then none of this backlash would happen, and we'd all be behind Nintendo to make gaming great again.
I don't know about you guys, but honestly, all these prices are ass. Like, I'm not here to argue otherwise, but I don't care about the hardware prices. The software is fucking insane. This
Agreed.
is what
Because
kills
the hardware is a one-time purchase. So I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
but-
mind the console being front loaded in terms of cost, but over the next, potentially 5 to 10 years, paying this amount of money for the software is fucking insane.
And the other thing you got to consider is it's not OLED, so there's definitely going to be a switch to OLED version.
Yeah, 3 years from
now. In 2 years, so they make everyone buy it all over again. Like they already have this planned, which is such an anti-consumer move. It's like just make it the right way the first time. What are you doing right now?
They
It's
all
so
do this.
annoying.
Smash, they all do this. PlayStation already had the PS5 Pro plotted before the PS5 even came out.
No, I get that, but we already had the Switch, and then we got the Switch OLED. It'd be one thing if the OLED Switch never came out, but it's like you already progressed to that point. Now you're reverting back just
Now
to be
you're
able to progress.
removing tech. Yeah.
I am sick.
I'm not behind this. I'm sorry. Out of principle, I just refuse to participate until it comes down in price.
And
Yeah.
it will, by the way. I think people say Nintendo never goes on sale, but I think this is priced so high that they're making such a killing on the price per unit that it will allow them to actually put it on sale for $100 off, and they'll still be making
won't.
money on it.
They're not going to put it on sale.
They will,
And
They will.
they're not making a killing on the console. Like the thing is for them, the reason, in my opinion, they kept the console at $449 is so that, again, they want to get people in their ecosystem. They want to get people owning the console so that it increases the likelihood that you're going to buy the shit that actually makes them money, right? So chances are, if a parent buys a Nintendo Switch for their child, maybe their kid's going to want that stupid fucking Piranha camera that costs them $2 to make, that they're charging, whatever, $50-something for. Maybe the kid will have a brother or a sister that they need to get a second pair of controllers for. Boom, that's almost $100 right there on fucking cheap ass plastic Joy-Cons that they make the most of their money on. They are trying to get them in the ecosystem. So the console staying at $449, kind of already knew that was going to happen. It's the
and
software
I'm
and
not
the hardware that they make
right,
money
I'm
on.
not
The other hardware.
disagreeing with any of that. I'm just saying that the price point that it's at right now allows them to put it on sale for $50 off, or even $100 off on like a Black Friday sale, where they can do that and they won't be taking like a massive hit on it. If they did that with the original Switch, they would be losing a ton of money on it. Like this is the big difference.
No, because the cost was
I don't
lower.
think the cost of the unit is $450. I think the cost of the Switch was around $250 probably. Like I'm guessing, I don't know, but I couldn't imagine this being.
They usually got about a $50 or less window in
Right.
the console.
Well, that's actually double our money here too. So Nintendo was never that popular in my country. Everybody just buying PlayStation and are done with it. Like Nintendo is always sitting on the shelves here. So yeah.
Mhm. Well, what Nintendo has going for them is their IPs, and that is what unfortunately is forcing me to be like, well, I got to get a Switch because I love Nintendo IPs. I love Metroid, I love Zelda, I
Right.
love Mario, so I have to. But like, if I were to like argue like, is it worth the money? I don't have it yet, but if it's as good as Nintendo says, the price is like okay, but I already have a PS5 and the PS Portal is what, $150, and literally anywhere I've played my Portal outside of like an airplane with the Wi-Fi, probably wouldn't run it on that, but it works perfectly fine at hotels. Even like I've been able to do that and it works perfectly fine. So, and that's like PS5 graphics because it is a PS5 where the Switch 2 is PS4 graphics. So again, it's a big step back from what other technology already has out there for more money, assuming you already have a PS5, which is crazy.
Yeah. I think that again at this point it's all about keeping them in the ecosystem, and the software is definitely going to be the biggest problem for a lot of people because like Cassie said, the hardware. Yeah, I think the families are going to get hit hard with that because, dude, you got to imagine, like, rack it up, right? Like, when you start racking it up and you really add it up, imagine a family with 2 kids. Maybe they buy 1 Switch for the family. Maybe they buy 2. Who really knows? But let's say they buy 1 and they buy most of the accessories. You got the camera,
another
set
Joy-Cons.
of controllers.
Yep.
You got another, like, SD card maybe perhaps or
a Pro controller,
whatever. Carrying case for sure. Protector, screen, like you just add it all up, bro. What are you leaving the store with
after tax? You're looking at $1,200.
Yeah.
It's fucking insanity, bro. For Nintendo. And then imagine if you want to buy more than one game. Like, okay, let's say you get the bundle. Let's say you get lucky, you get the bundle. Which, by the way, they're doing the bundle, but it's gonna be limited. You bet your ass that the bundle is gonna get scalped by scalpers.
Which is bullshit because everyone buying a Switch 2 wants Mario Kart. Like 98% of the people buying it are going to want Mario Kart. So
most people who are going to be buying the Switch are going to be paying full fucking retail price for Mario Kart World. You can say the bundle exists, and I know a lot of Nintendo fanboys are saying that, but the real reality is that most people will be paying full price because they won't get their hands on a bundle. And God forbid they want to buy another game. If they want to buy, fucking Mario Kart and Donkey Kong and then rack it up with everything else, bro, you are spending crazy money.
And Will the fans, I don't know if you heard, but I think the Philippines is one of the locations where the bundle actually comes with the physical copy because they don't have the digital version.
They might have to do that here, yeah, because a lot of people don't have strong internet.
Yep,
So
which is like crazy. I'm like, that's bullshit. They should give
weird.
everyone
It's
the
weird
facility.
too, because it's not even that difficult to get good internet here, but I guess they just look down on the Philippines. Fair enough, whatever. Good for the Filipinos.
It's just looking at this and hearing what these fine folks have said. This sounds unsustainable even in this generation for Nintendo. So if they double down on this concept, man, it'll just spiral.
The problem with Nintendo doing this is it sets a precedent for everybody else. We saw Sony's little survey that they put out asking people how interested they are in the Switch and at that price point.
Yeah.
So and now we've seen already that the price of PS Plus has gone up in various countries around the world already.
Canada, I think, was one of them.
It's totally not greed. Totally
Nintendo
not.
Online is next.
Yep. Absolutely.
So and keep in mind too, they're giving what are they give you a year free on the what do you call it, the chat, and then after a year you got to pay for the chat. It's they're trying to get people used to it. They're trying to get people addicted to having it. It's the Uber model.
Is
It's
the
like,
Switch?
Oh, I learned this in Schedule 1. You give free samples to people.
It's the Switch model.
Only
They
the
did the
first one's
same
free.
thing with the Switch. Online for the Switch was free for like a year. and then they implemented the paid service and forced it on us. This is what it is.
Imagine learning about drug dealing in the addiction loop from a video game.
Ironic.
I just want to say shout out to people in the chat. There's some people actually from my country that just managed to recognize that I'm from Bulgaria. Great. It's the accent, I know.
It gives it away.
And why are you up, guys? It's 5 in the morning.
I ask them
You
this
love
all the
us.
time. I'll be streaming late at night playing video games, and I'm thinking everybody's on my time, and I'll get people to be like, "Good morning." I'm like, "Good morning." What the fuck? Good morning.
Yeah, I'm like streaming mid-afternoon for me, or like late afternoon. I'm sure that like no one's going to be watching live. They're going to catch the VOD. And I'll get like raided by one of the two of you, Smash and Hypno. And I'm like, wait, what? Your guys' audiences are awake? Like,
yeah.
Yeah, because my audience is literally worldwide because of the time I stream is never American time.
I have a global audience. Don't
Yeah,
you
you
know?
hear this fucking guy, bro? Oh
it's
my
fine.
god, he
I
gets
have very
sued, and
few
that's it.
Filipino
Like,
fans.
just his brain is fucking huge right now.
Smash,
He's like,
you're
I'm
allowed-
sorry, I'm global.
Smash, you're allowed.
If I only had Filipinos watching me, my channel would be dead. Trust me.
Hey, Will, what time is it with you?
It's 10:08 a.m.
But for me, it's just past 3 o'clock in the morning. 108 weeks in a row pulling a Saturday all-nighter, man.
Damn,
108
That's
weeks.
quite the life you don't have.
That's why you look like that.
This is what I get for
He
being
constantly
loyal.
wants to be like championed for being on every single episode, every single week. It's like, all right.
Loyalty.
You know what's
That's what
crazy?
I've got. I've got loyalty. I
What's-
can't say I've got your back because that
Are you
sounds
saying I'm
sexual.
disloyal to the show because
Loyalty.
my mother died? I moved
What's
house.
crazy-
I moved house again, and I've had a kid, and now I'm about to have a second kid. That's
You're an
why I haven't been
exception,
around.
Will. You're not Atreus or Cada or Sheepsidian.
Oh, okay.
God, no, sorry.
Listen, they're black. They're not loyal to anybody. Listen,
Yo.
if you go back, like
Okay,
you could
cool.
actually go back to Ryan Roger Athay's first appearance on SNH, and you could document. Just take a screenshot of every time he's on. You could document his actual hairline receding in real time.
Oh my
In
god.
just a little
Timeline.
over
Yeah.
100 episodes. Like,
You need to do a
I'm
YouTube
almost
video.
positive his hairline was like at least 3 inches more forward
That's what I'm
Wow.
saying.
than what it
Do
is now.
Do a video where you take a screenshot of every episode and just play
Yes.
it fast where it just recedes.
Someone in
serious.
chat, someone in chat, do it. You got 108 seconds.
I should have made it a thing where every episode we zoomed in on Ryan's camera
Yes.
for the hairline screenshot moment, and then
Made a
like,
video.
followed up in 100 episodes and see like where we at.
Yo.
Because I'm telling you, man, it definitely was
You can
not like
also
this.
watch me gain about 20 pounds as well.
Yeah,
So-
but I mean, to be
Jesus.
fair, Smash AT's losing his hair too.
I was gonna
like,
say
it-
you should start doing that with my bald spot right now because
Yeah.
we got a
Oh,
good,
bald spot?
yeah, we got a
It
bald
happen-
spot starting.
happens to almost all of us. Not every
You
man.
gotta
gets
try
to his-
minoxidil, guys.
Yeah.
You know,
That shit
before
don't
it's
work.
too late, because
I tried
if
that
it's
when
too
I was
late, then you
25.
can't do anything about it.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, I'm trying Rogaine, but it's not doing shit.
That is
so-
minoxidil.
Okay.
Yeah, minoxidil. Turkish one is very effective as well.
There you go.
There it is.
So
But
yeah,
back
all
to
three-
the Nintendo thing.
Bald
Let me
JT in the
interrupt
chat.
you, Hypnotic.
yeah, go ahead. You go for that.
So, as far as the game cost is,
What happened?
Got him.
I don't know if Nintendo understands the repercussions of this price increase because people collected Switch games like candy, and now it's not going to be like that. Like Switch collections, sure, you'll have a few of those crazy YouTubers that just have that whole collection, but it's not going to be like every single person or the people that don't have YouTube channels just collecting Switch games and buying every single one of them now. When it's
Yeah.
cost this much, it's just going to be like you have like 5 or 6 of them. It's going to be like old school again.
Yeah. It's and listen, Nintendo collectors, they take so much pride in their collection, because they really feel like that shit is fucking gold, and they feel that way because they know that Nintendo just doesn't ever really discount the games very often, especially not the big hitters. So they inherently feel like their collections are just super valuable. It gives them that sense of pride in their collection. but I think Nintendo tries to adhere to that kind of buyer because they're more prevalent in Nintendo than I think any other fandom. I think Nintendo collectors are more prevalent than like Sony collectors or the
for sure.
Xbox
For anything.
Xbox collectors or whatever. Yeah, I wouldn't say anything, but like in terms of gaming, I think it's
Well, I
definitely.
mean, for anything in gaming, yeah.
They're definitely more prevalent than the other two. So Nintendo tries to adhere to them in certain ways, I'm sure.
But back to your point of the less games, that this is driving people to Steam, and I don't know if Nintendo has really accounted for that in their calculations for what they're doing right now.
Also,
maybe not.
emulation, guys. Emulation is very easy now. You can play Nintendo games. I have a few on my PC that are not for me. It's from a friend. It's for a friend. But the point is, you can play like whatever Nintendo game now on the PC if you like.
Is that Yuzu or whatever?
Oh, damn it! Get a check.
Don't self-incriminate now.
Yeah, don't let Nintendo hear that, man. Those motherfuckers, they're ninjas. I would just like to say that I do not endorse,
I also do not endorse that.
Emulation,
I certainly don't
emulation
endorse.
even mean?
Why am I not?
Well, the point is that if you're never gonna buy Nintendo, and again, that's not for me, it's just on my PC. But the point is, if you're never gonna buy Nintendo, they're not losing any money, and that's it.
That's and hey, at the end of the day, if you can't actually own the games, because that's what key cards are now, not actual official ownership of the games, then you're technically not stealing the games either.
That's a good point. And ironically, if you do emulate the games, technically you would be owning them more than if you purchased them.
Exactly, you're helping game preservation. Actually, you can't afford Nintendo because, like I said, in Bulgaria the prices are double. So if a game is like $80 for us, it's 170 Bulgarian leva. That is crazy money for us. Like it's so painful, especially in today's world and economy. So if you're not gonna ever buy it and you just want to try it and then delete it on the PC or whatever, they never lose any money from you. You're
Just a big wink at the end of that, or delete it at the end of it.
Yeah, that too. I mean, literally, people are doing this. I mean, we are a very small country, so we are very smart about those things. We just find a way to get some games, and then
I know Nintendo's been fighting emulation hardcore for the past couple of years, as we've seen. I think they don't even know what they're in for. Emulation is going to be ramping up insanely when the Switch 2 drops. Like this is going to be in my opinion,
it already was.
Right, but it's going to be
difficult,
levels of
though.
emulation and pirating that the gaming industry has never seen before.
So I don't know if you guys heard about this, but the Switch 2's architecture is actually different from the Switch 1's. Apparently, all the Switch 1 games are essentially going to be emulated on the Switch 2, which is fucking insane.
Well, I don't know. This is weird because something I covered last night, they said those Switch 2 games that are with the Plus, like the Breath of the Wild Switch 2 version, that you can put that into the Switch 1 and it works. And it doesn't need to download anything.
Yeah, that sounds crazy.
So are they putting 2 versions of the game on each one now, or is it just upscaling the original Switch game? There's so many questions I have right now when I heard that.
Yeah,
Nintendo does everything in their fucking power to fight emulation.
Mhm.
I mean
Visiting
that's the one thing that really drives them insane. Like emulation, they'll bring their ninjas out like crazy for that shit.
They're offloading their lawyer fees on us with these game prices.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. You know
I
how much
mean,
money they spend on
disavow.
lawyers?
Yeah. People think it's fair game. It's fair game. If they're going to do that, then people just gonna emulate, and they're not gonna give any money to Nintendo to begin with.
I denounce emulation in all its forms and would just like to declare that I definitely do not have a 30 terabyte solid state drive. Absolutely massive, filled with Nintendo's entire library.
Not at all.
Certainly doesn't
I
exist.
also would like
Emulation
to claim that I do
hater.
not have that either.
Oh man, but I think it's worth expressing that you don't need to buy these devices that they're selling you. A lot of the Switch controllers, even third-party stuff, still works. So use what you got. Don't throw money at this company. Just outright just because you're happy. Like buying Nintendo stuff makes you happy. I mean, like honestly, it's a weird thing to say, but it is kind of true. Like I would go to buy something new Nintendo from like GameStop or whatever have you. It's like the giddy child mentality that you're reliving when you're buying a Nintendo product. Don't do this. This is not giddiness. This is not happiness. This is depressing looking at these prices and just blatantly how Nintendo's bending you the fuck over.
I'm
Like,
actually glad you said that because have you noticed that they are also bringing back midnight releases?
Yep.
oh God, anything
They're
to
bringing back
incentivize it.
GameStop. GameStop has announced they're bringing back midnight release for Nintendo Switch 2. I think Best Buy announced they're bringing back midnight release for Nintendo Switch 2. They're trying to drum up that like old school, early 2000s kind of, gaming.
Well, I don't think they ever really went anywhere except for COVID. I feel like COVID stopped all those. But when you need
even
hardware,
before COVID, they really weren't doing like midnight releases like that very much.
Well, for
anymore.
systems they would, but
that's what
for
I'm saying. For systems, they did. Though.
yeah, for games it died out.
Well, they're bringing it back, so
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to that. I would love to be able to do that, but
GameStop apparently is doing something
Yikes.
special with their midnight release. I forgot exactly what it was. I'll look it up. Just give me 2 seconds.
But is it one of those where you get in line and just hope to get one, or is it like you sign up online, you get a ticket, then you guaranteed one? I wonder how it's going to work.
I have no fucking idea. Here, so GameStop announces Nintendo Switch 2 midnight release day, pre-order date. Let me see if I could share this really quick so you guys can see. Hold on. Right here. GameStop has announced now you can get your hands on Nintendo Switch 2 at their store. Getting a brand new console at launch is proven to be a headache in recent years. It's a challenge. It's very difficult. Wait, hold on. Thankfully, a lot of retailers have come out alert players on how they can prepare for the pre-orders. Target's doing it as well. Target's doing midnight releases for Nintendo Switch 2. I didn't know that, apparently. The video game retailer has confirmed they'll open up pre-orders when doors open at your local store, typically around 10 a.m., but check your local store hours.
Okay.
A midnight release for Nintendo Switch 2 will be held at all
Hold-
GameStop
hold up,
locations.
hold up. What a miserable day that sounds like. You have to go in the morning and wait in line all morning, get a ticket, and then go back and wait in line at night with the ticket.
Yeah.
Well, I will say that I will say this. So I ended up waiting at GameStop in hopes of pre-ordering a PS4 way back in the day, and the wait at first is shit because you're not even guaranteed you're gonna get a pre-order, whatever have you. Like you're taking a chance. I was the first one there. I was standing there for like 6 hours from like 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. I secured the pre-order. I already prepaid for it. It gave me a number on my GameStop receipt, and I showed back up, and I literally just walked in. They looked at my receipt. They gave me my system, and I walked out. It was like the easiest thing ever when you actually return. So they usually have that down pat.
It says GameStop will offer a transfer and trade program to seamlessly upgrade to Switch 2 without losing data. Whatever
We'll
the fuck
see
that
about
is.
that.
Great.
That first day is going. Don't even bother doing that shit the first day.
Well, they're doing it 2 days. They're doing it the 5th and the 4th.
I wonder if they're going to have like an online cloud to upload all your data to and then download it to the new Switch. That's got to be something like that.
Maybe.
Broken too.
GameStop has confirmed they'll have a program that allows players to trade in their original Switch consoles towards a Switch 2 and seamlessly transfer all their data. As of right now, the company has yet to provide exact details on how they would do this, as it would probably be pretty inconvenient to unbox a Switch 2, boot it up, and do the transfer process in store for each customer. Yeah, can you imagine?
What a shit show.
That'll be a fucking nightmare, bro. Just get in and get out. Like
It's got to be a cloud data program. I wonder if it's not GameStop. I wonder if it's going to be like on Nintendo's official site where they allow you to upload it to Nintendo's cloud and just use your Nintendo ID.
Could be.
Hopefully.
I don't think so.
Best
Dang,
Buy has
Nintendo
confirmed-
supporting resale in any way?
No. I mean, it's part of they'd support it if it's part of the Nintendo Online service that you need to pay a monthly fee for. They're making money on it.
Did you
Sounds
see
like
this?
buying a car with the way they're doing this at GameStop.
Amazon will not
It's
have
priced like
any,
a car.
Amazon will not have any Nintendo Switch 2 stock as the company has a bit of a beef with Nintendo.
That they've been on and off with them for a
Wow.
while. I thought they were back on with them though. I'm confused.
I don't know.
That's
But that's
surprising.
insane.
I think that'll work to Nintendo's advantage, because Nintendo's advantage is in the physical. It's not in the digital. Their online systems are, a bit compared to even Xbox and PlayStation. Nintendo thrives in physical gaming. That's why they were the last holdouts of cartridge gaming. And that has been a blessing for them. It's also been a curse for them. Sometimes when times are good, sticking to your ways is fantastic. When times are bad, sticking to your ways is fucking awful.
They're deviating from their championing of physical media because they're afraid of piracy. That's the main reason why they're making these changes. They're being forced to
lower
change
your prices. For goodness sake, don't raise them lower.
Drop the price.
Oh, yeah, price.
I will say this though, if you really must have one, I encourage people, not to get it, because it's just ridiculous. It's I'm gonna hold out at least 6 months and see what happens. The 3DS price went down in 6 months by 35%. I would like to see Nintendo suffer and try and make it better, ideally, right? But if you must have it, because obviously we love SNH, and if you must have the system day one, I highly suggest saying fuck you to Best Buy, first and foremost. Their website is ass. Perfect. Target is where I managed to score 2 PS5 pre-orders. They're amazing. Honestly, GameStop is the go-to for everyone. There's no Amazon, so that's gonna be rough. So Target is the website that's personally worked for me with scoring pre-orders.
I wonder if Walmart's gonna do anything.
They will.
They probably have their program that you have to pay to have access to be able to do
That's
it.
how I got my PS5.
Yep.
I waited years to get it at MSRP. I was like, I'm not paying a fucking scalper. I refuse.
But back to Cassie's point with the 3DS, did those, because I don't remember, she's on the phone, did those sell out immediately? And then when they got restocked, they didn't sell out? I don't remember how the 3DS launch went at all. Does anyone remember?
There was no real exclusives for.
No, but did they sell out the consoles though, or were they?
I believe so. I believe even the Wii U sold out, so it's gonna
the
sell
Wii U
out.
definitely sold out.
Right.
It sold out completely in the first days of Wii U.
But then when they restocked,
within a year, it was dead, and they were everywhere. You couldn't miss them.
Yeah.
No one was buying them. I wonder if the same thing will happen. Probably not to the same degree, but with the Switch too.
A lot of assholes are going to gaslight you and say, "Well, it's selling out everywhere. It's selling out everywhere." Bro, this is the time period. This is a time period in which, yes, of course, it's going to sell out.
Right.
We have
None of us are arguing that.
No, but the people that'll gaslight you, and look at my fucking comments on my most recent videos. First off, the first comment is "you're broke," and it's like, bitch, I just paid $250 for a fucking AIO, something that puts water on my processor to keep it fucking cool. Preferably your fucking peers, assholes. But yeah, you're gonna sit here and say that I'm fucking broke. Like that's the most garbage thing. And then the second response is, well, it's already selling out everywhere, so it's a loss already. It's like, shut the fuck up. The Wii U sold out, the 3DS sold out. That doesn't mean shit. And with the way the world is with scalpers, it's more likely to sell out than ever before. That doesn't necessarily mean even outright sales long term or any of that. Or there's going to be a lot of this stock that gets put on secondhand market by scalpers. That's just what it is. So selling out means absolutely nothing more now than ever before.
Yeah, I just love people that defend companies to their death. Like, hey, I advocate for this company. Yeah, they should totally F us in the butt. It's all fine. I mean, do you work for this company? Are they going to give you some money or what? Do they care about you? No. So stop.
Yeah,
you never know.
Don't be free PR. At least get paid or get fucked in your ass for it. I mean,
you really never know in this day and age. As far as I'm aware, every mainline, like first Nintendo console is sold out. To my knowledge, every single one of them. Right? In a sprint, Nintendo is usually number one. In a marathon, sometimes it's one, sometimes it's two. If it's a Wii U, it's definitely fucking third, alongside the console format. But to me, looking at this, everything Nintendo has every decision they've made, it has been the wrong decision. And I'm well aware if they get 60 million units sailed at full price, they've done as well as the Switch One because of the pricing variances. But I will be very surprised if it gets 60 million sales at full price. Very surprised.
Yeah, just don't kiss any company's ass, and that's it. I mean, at all.
Yeah, I can't stand people who suck up to companies. Like it's a company, guys. Like they're here to take your money, and if they want my money, they're gonna have to suck my dick for it a little bit because I'm a customer. I'm not a fucking consumer. I hate the word consumer for this reason. I'm not. You can't sit here and give me slop and expect me to be happy with slop for the rest of my fucking life. You're gonna have to offer me something better. You're gonna have to incentivize me to actually open my goddamn wallet, or I'm just not gonna bother, Nintendo or not.
No, they're just very premium. They want to present themselves as super mega premium, and you have to just bend over for them every time. You know, just
and it's more jarring than any other company. If Sony or Microsoft did it, people would shrug their shoulders. It's because Nintendo has for the last 4 generations, I think, set themselves as the company that undercuts. The GameCube was cheaper. The Wii was cheaper than the PS3 and Xbox One, 360. Obviously, the Wii U was cheaper and the Switch was cheaper.
And that's why when I personally look at the success of the Switch, I cannot fathom why Nintendo has made any of the decisions that they have made, considering the success of the original Switch, undercutting the competition financially, spending years of meticulous time and energy learning from the mistakes of the Wii U, every single one of them, correcting almost every single one of them.
This is retreading the Wii U all over again. It feels like right now, where it's like the Wii was. Good.
I was just going to say, Smash, but unlike with the Wii U, where they got their asses into gear and made something that was the best combination of the Wii and the DS, there's to me, there's no logical way to evolve the Switch as a concept. None. They've got it, and if they kill the golden goose with that lays the golden eggs, that's fucking it. Where do they go from here after the Switch?
Well, all they're doing is
making more Switches,
making a Switch Pro, which is what it feels like from what I've seen, and charging people more money for what they used to have. And it's like, well, it was plenty sufficient before. Why do I need to pay more money now?
That's why the
it's
Switch,
not a revolution. It's a refinement, you know.
Well,
and they don't really have
Nintendo's
competition,
decision-
you know, in the types of games that they make. So they think that they're like the monopoly of the types of Mario games and the types of Zelda games, and they are. So they're like, well, we are the only ones that are doing this, but because PlayStation and Xbox have totally different types of games and people that play them. So we're going to do whatever we want because there's no actual competition to our particular genre.
Although PS6 Portable.
Well, Will knows this better than anyone on this panel. WWE was uncontested for nearly 2 generations, and it nearly shat the product in the bed
Worst
and nearly
era
killed an
ever.
entire. Exactly. And if Nintendo has that same problem, then rest in piss. Take a step back, lower your damn prices, stick to the original Switch concept for as long as you can, and don't turn the Switch 2 into a hyperinflated, price gouging, money grabbing machine because it won't work in the long run.
Well, the interesting
Yeah, I mean,
thing
I'm
used
very
to be-
ready to turn my back on any company, even Nintendo at this point. I'm doing it for Gamergate. I'm ignoring game series that otherwise I would have rushed out to buy.
Yeah.
I can ignore Switch 2.
The
It's not really
pricing-
any skin off my nose. I've got plenty of backlog. Sorry, go.
The pricing structure has the dynamic has shifted because it used to be better graphics, better processing power, resolution, shading. Now that's what you're paying for, and that's why Xbox and PlayStation games cost $10 more. And then Nintendo's like, yeah, ours are going to be $20 more, and it's because we're Nintendo and we're just going to throw our dick on the table. It's like, well,
yeah.
What's the reason again?
Well, again, they don't compete with
Hubris.
anybody. Like Empress said,
Right.
they literally compete with nobody. Nintendo doesn't have competition, and this is what you do when you don't have competition. You act a fucking fool.
Then you will die.
because you know you
Because
can act a fool.
Yep.
Yeah,
Honestly,
you say they will die,
Nintendo's
but they're only gonna.
competition is Nintendo.
they're
Sometimes
only
it feels
gonna
like they're fighting
die.
against themselves.
They're only gonna die when they get proper competition that takes away from their market share. Right now, they don't have that, which is why they're so fucking felted by Palworld, and why they keep going after Palworld is because Palworld caught them sleeping, and they released their own video game, and then Nintendo's like, "How dare you release this game while we were too lazy to give fans exactly what you gave them? How dare you?" And then they got fucking wrecked, and
What we
that
started
was
tonight
it.
off with when someone's seeing successful, someone comes in and sues them because they didn't do it themselves. And it's like
Well, that's what happened with
Yeah.
Schedule 1 too. Schedule 1's going through the same thing also.
Yep.
It's the old man mindset of when some young kiddo does something that many people have want the old man to do for years, and the old man's like, "What the fuck are you doing, man? Now I'm going to get my machete out, my big gun out, and try to do you in because no, I'm supposed to do that, not you, kiddo. Now it's time to get off my lawn." What old
Nintendo treated Pokemon like their fucking wife that they've been with for 20 years. They ignored her. They didn't care. They just got used to her just being there. And then someone else came in and fucked her. And then now they're like, well, why did you do that? Like, you can't.
Hey, that's my wife.
That's my wife. I love her. I care about her. You sure?
Amazing
You sure?
analogy.
Great analogy, right? I
That's
try
a
my
perfect
best.
analogy.
I try.
Totally cut.
All right, we're gonna catch up on those super chats. Unless Cassie, do you gotta go? Because if not, we could just.
Unfortunately, I do have to go. But
I was gonna say we could jump in on the Oblivion one really quick,
I
but
know.
that's all right.
Well, I'm excited either way. You guys already know what the deal is. So,
Chill Cage.
hey
I'm
man,
like,
you know what
meh
time
about
it is
that.
if it comes out. That's all it is, bro. I gotta
I can't wait for
fight
those
back.
streams.
Oh man, dude, the Skyrim fanboys are about to see a reckoning. All right, I've dealt with it for well over a decade. All right, so that's what it is. That's all I'll say. But guys, I think my channel has finally broken out of like algorithm prison.
Let's go.
So hey, bro, was talking about it. It to me, I just want to give out the good news. So any support on Cult Classic Cage after getting out of algorithm jail, hopefully, fingers crossed, go check out my most recent Nintendo videos. Those have been doing really well, and I've actually been naturally growing as a channel because holy shit. But much
Very
love
nice.
to y'all waiting anymore. If y'all also want to keep up with me on Twitter at Mario Kart, where I demand at least $1 million from Nintendo for the handle assholes. Otherwise, fuck you. But much love, y'all. I gotta go. And really nice meeting you, Empress. Definitely go subscribe to your channel right now, actually.
Oh, thank you so much.
Hell yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely. I definitely check out. I need to learn a little bit about Warhammer because I don't know, but it looks really cool. So
Oh yes, it's very cool. Layered,
love, y'all.
amazing.
peace
Oh
out.
yeah. Shout out Cassie. Thank you again.
Hey, Cassie.
Later.
Cheers, Cass.
All right. So we could talk about Oblivion for like 10-ish minutes, and then we gotta go to super chats. All right, let's do that first, and then we'll cover the super chats. So Bethesda still hasn't addressed Oblivion Remastered, but apparently the company website has. But just to kind of engross the whole conversation. So the Oblivion remake is something that, well, it's not a remake anymore. I'm sorry, remaster, but it was originally called a remake. People were thinking it was going to be remade with Unreal Engine, all kinds of nonsense. Apparently, it's just a remaster. And I don't mean to say that as like an insulting thing because the pictures actually look pretty good from what we've seen, the supposed pictures. But Oblivion is supposedly going to be shadow dropped in 2 days, apparently. I think it's the 21st. And it's going to be a day one Game Pass game on top of that as well. Basically, the only question I really have is two things, which is, why do you think they're shadow dropping this versus standard, like hype window? And do we think it's even real? Like that? I guess we'll start with Smash. Like,
I think it's. I'm glad you started with me because I was about to cut you off. I think it's.
You know what? Will the fans start with you?
I honestly don't know why the hell they're shadow dropping it. You'd be better off to let Smash talk first because I'm completely
Smash, go
confused by
ahead.
this whole thing.
I think that it's definitely real and it is 1,000,000% happening and coming out. As far as the shadow dropping, I think it's one of those they're probably trying to hop on that trend like Ninja Gaiden did with was
Mhm.
that Ninja Gaiden Black 2?
Black, yeah. Mhm.
Or was it the first one? I
Oh
can't remember.
right, yeah.
And
That
it's like I
makes
feel like they're trying to hop on that trend, and I wouldn't be surprised if there was like a mini showcase or something that they pop up with in a couple of days, and then that's one of the things that they're like, oh, and by the way, you get to play this right now.
Is this like a goodwill thing? Are they trying to farm goodwill by sort of going, "Hey, we dropped this game immediately. You can play it right now."
I don't know if that's farming goodwill. Farming goodwill would be like, we're dropping this and you can play it for free. I'm like, oh, that's goodwill. Dropping it and paying for it.
What is the price? I don't actually know.
It's not even sure if it's
We
real
don't know
yet.
anything.
Oh.
But assuming that it comes out, I would guess. What do you guys think? Probably a $40 game. What do you think?
50.
I think it'll be more than that.
You think? I don't think it's going to sell for more
I
than
think
that.
$59.99. I think will be the price.
I don't think it's going to sell for that. It's going to be Game Pass day one. So
yeah,
It's a Game Pass game to reinforce a system that Xbox needs to prevail, otherwise they don't have a future. It's as simple as that.
And Game Pass is not something that financially, to me, is something that makes sense because games take too long to play. So I'm not going to spend a monthly fee to play a game when I can play a game from a Steam sale that's relatively new, a great game like RoboCop. Said it the right way. Was what on sale for like $7 on Steam a few months ago, and it's like
just got gifted that.
it's a game that I
it's
can't
on
wait to
sale
get to.
now.
Yeah, it's on sale again right now. So it's like games like this are $7. Why would I spend $20 a month to not own a game and then have a game that takes me a month to play anyways? Or schedule one is $17. Why would I pay $17 or $20 for Game Pass when I'm completely hooked on a game that I can own and I'd rather play that all the time? Game Pass makes no sense. I've said it a million times. I don't understand why they keep tripling down on this.
Yet it essentially saved Xbox towards the end of the 8th generation, which is why they have tied their future to it.
I would agree with that. I think it was more because it was a
Contingent on a very specific scenario that would save them. In almost any other scenario, it fucks them.
Yep. And I think right now they're between a rock and a hard place. And the previous, or not even previous, but even the current people leading the company right now have put themselves between a rock and a hard place because they promised all these things to the investors and exponential growth in Game Pass. And it's not. It's like stagnating. So all this money coming in and investments coming in from Microsoft and Xbox and expecting all these studios they're buying and saying, oh, it's worth it because our plan is we'll put their games on Game Pass and that's going to be our golden goose that will make all the money.
Yeah.
And what reality is none of that is actually working out. And I could have told them this before they even bought Bethesda. Like,
and that is
you
why
should never
I am
release on day one. That's my
right.
And that is why I am of the mindset Nintendo's taken a step forward. Microsoft, Xbox, take a step back. Turn your physical systems into Game Pass machines. Undercut the damn competition. Reduce the cost of Game Pass. Do not increase it. Reduce it. Don't make Nintendo's mistake. Reduce the prices. Aim for a mass audience, international for parts of the world that can't get, full price games, and go that route, and you might, just might, have a fucking future.
I would challenge
on the side note, sorry. Just wanted to say on the side note, isn't this supposed to be a bigger deal? Because for me, that's a bigger deal. I never played this game, so if it's remastered, I would be very interested to play it. I mean, isn't this supposed to be more, big and out there? And it's like, oh, we're just dropping this. I'm like, wait, this is a legendary game. Why are you not making noise about it?
Right. I think they're trying to probably surprise people and then make all the noise and then say it's available right now to strike while the iron's hot instead of make all the noise and then have to wait for it. So
I theorized, although this may not be accurate at all, that the reason that this is being shadow dropped is that it's not using Bethesda's proprietary engine. I was of the view that since this was made by the Unreal Engine 5 and not by the Creation Engine 2 or whatever the fuck they're calling it now, that Bethesda are like, we kind of don't want this game to fucking succeed because that means we'll have to use Unreal instead of our own proprietary software which we fucking love to death since Morrowind. They seem to be that kind of company, even under
You know,
Xbox.
you might be on something there. Actually, yeah, I can kind of see that.
I think that with them trying to shadow drop this, well, first off, I think the obvious bit of information is that it went from a supposed remake to a remaster, so that immediately makes me think that the budget is a lot smaller than we probably initially thought, because remasters are obviously a lot easier to do than full remakes,
Which would also explain a shadow drop too.
Yeah, which would explain the lack of marketing budget, which would explain, they also are trying to mimic probably what they did with the original Oblivion, which was pretty much a shadow drop as well. So they probably are doing that as like a homage to that. But realistically, I feel like this is a game that would do well outside of Game Pass, relatively. And I say relatively just because obviously the modding community exists, but still, I think it would do well outside of Game Pass. But what Xbox does is they pay a portion, up front to whatever games that get put on Game Pass, and then essentially real sales are supposed to carry through the rest of whatever budget they got to make back. But considering that it's a remaster, not a remake, I don't think the budget's that high to begin with. So this being a Game Pass game, I mean, it's Xbox anyway, right? It's Bethesda, so of course they're going to put it on Game Pass. It's just more fodder. And games like this are amazing for Game Pass because they are so long to complete for the average gamer that it keeps people playing for a long time. So it keeps you subscribed for a long time. That's the downside to Game Pass. Sure, you get access to all these games for a cheap price, but you don't own a fucking thing. So the moment you stop subscribing, or the moment they feel like they don't want to put the game on the service anymore, well, then it's gone. And that's it.
Well, that's actually leads into what I was going to say earlier is I would challenge anybody that pays for Game Pass to really think about, like, are you getting your money's worth out of it every month? Or would it make more sense to buy the game that you're playing and just own it?
Personally, someone who got Game Pass specifically to play Starfield, because I could not buy it using an Xbox One, so I utilized the xCloud. For me personally, back then, it was value for money to play a game that I wanted to play but didn't have the hardware to play it. That's a very specific niche example. That's why I really like the Xbox One, and people don't like me for saying that. But I will also point out,
how much was it back then when you paid for it? Do you remember?
Oh.
Or did you have like an introductory? Because they were doing a bunch of deals where it was like one penny for the first month.
They did give me a free month, and then I had it for 2 months. But so those kinds of deals are nice. But Hypno, forgive me for being potentially stupid, as I often am on this show, and there's far too many people on it. Considering this to be a remaster, despite the fact that a different engine is being used, wouldn't it be more like a remake, considering a different engine is being used?
Well, that you could use a different engine for your textures, your overall like graphics and whatnot, but the actual systems in play and the way things operate and all of that is essentially going to be the same. They're not adding anything. They're not changing anything necessarily, aside from visuals, of course. Like the game itself is going to be supposedly the same, and then all the DLC is going to be included also.
I wonder how much AI is used.
Oh, good point.
Like just to input the code into a new code and say, hey, upscale this into this engine here from what the old code was. I wonder if that's an automated thing that they have.
I only asked the question because when I first saw the screenshots and the comparisons between 2006 and 2025, when I saw the 2025 screenshots, my first thought was about, because the greatest criticism I have of the Unreal Engine, especially 5, is that it's far too homogenous a system, and the games made on them are far too similar. And this led me to the theory that these remasters or these potential remakes are essentially being used to train the next generation of games developers, so that when the next real project or Unreal project for a franchise gets released, they get it right.
Maybe. I mean, again, you don't really know, because Ninja Gaiden I think was remastered with Unreal Engine, pretty sure, but that wasn't considered a remake. It was just considered a remaster. So
It's just the danger, and I'm sure we're all aware of this, but I'll remind everyone. The danger of all these companies utilizing the same engine is the homogenization of particularly Western gaming. That's why a great thing about different studios with their own proprietary engines, at least then you'll have some real diversity in the product that you release. You can tell what's
They don't like that.
You can tell what an EA game is. You can tell what a Ubisoft game is, because they're still around for now. But with utilizing, say, the Unreal Engine 5 and its successors, gaming would sort of feel samey.
Yeah.
Also, Unreal 5 is woke.
What was that, Empress?
Also, Unreal 5 is woke. You know, they had all those
Change what you
rules.
can use as code in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't say certain
Oh, yeah.
things.
You're
all
not
of
allowed
that.
to use certain coding phrases and things anymore. You have to use new language that they keep changing.
They
Yeah,
called
I remember that. That
to
was
reject it then.
Yeah, they called it inclusive coding. I remember that.
Yeah, Microsoft has a whole.
Didn't we talk about it on here a while ago? Long time ago.
Microsoft is kind of the industry standard when it comes to that stuff, unfortunately, and a lot in the corporate world as well, where they have their
Bill
entire.
Gates' company. I'm shocked.
I know, right? They have this entire ethics words, what's allowed, what's not, and there's I could go into a lot of detail on that, but
no wonder.
Suffice it to say, they don't like the words whitelisting. They don't like the word blacklisting for reasons, and it's like it's very strange because it's like these are words that nobody correlates to. Only a racist
Race.
would correlate these things,
Yep.
and of course, those are the people that are running the rules. So it's like,
yeah, let's forbid colors.
Nobody fucking
No
thought of race at all with those
no
statements.
one, never. I'm like, what?
And it takes a white liberal to come by and be like, "Oh my god, who uses these terms?
Yep.
This is disgusting. Think of the blacks." You
We
know,
need
right,
to
Ryan?
cancel this company if you don't listen and bend the knee to us.
Yeah, it's
It
ridiculous.
is-
Brian, go ahead.
It is no wonder then that this is being shadow dropped, because Bethesda, especially when it was independent, is or was at least fundamentally anal about utilizing their own proprietary systems, mainly the creation engine. From Morrowind to Starfield, they still use the same engine. So maybe, just maybe, this is being shadow dropped so that when it releases, then it will just tank. Because I don't think Bethesda, even under Xbox's control, wants to utilize a developmental system that is outside of their, niche. Because the creation engine and its successor, the Mark II, is fundamentally theirs, warts and all. Unreal Engine, they don't want that. It's not there.
Oh, I just
Maybe.
hope that they won't change something in the game that is going to be considered now woke, like, for example, the A and B types of body character creation. I hope that
Yep.
nothing is changed, just better looking. You know?
Well, if this game succeeds, folks, expect financially. If this game succeeds financially, expect more Bethesda-based games to utilize the Unreal Engine 5 and its successors. Simple as that.
Potentially.
Yeah, I might play it. I have Oblivion.
I definitely would
and there's
check it
enough
out.
mods. There's enough mods for it to make it look contemporary.
Yeah.
So I don't know really that there's a need for it, but
cameras.
I might take a look.
It's
I
a
don't
need
like
for
the
it for-
piss
for them.
filter. I don't like the piss filter all over everything. Have you noticed
Yeah.
like the ruins that used to be almost kind of glowing with the
Yeah.
whiteness?
They did that because we didn't have like high resolution detail back then. So
Yeah.
they did it
But
to
it's-
create this like, fantastical setting without looking like shit.
But it's like removing the fog from Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Like the sort of haze that Cyrodiil has, kind of mist that's around in the forest
Yeah.
areas and stuff. You get rid of that, it doesn't feel like the same place.
They had that in some of the original World of Warcraft areas as well. I think Teldrassil was
Yeah.
pretty huge. Like any area with the night elves in it and stuff, it was very like blue, hazy, because they wanted to hide the lack of detail. But it's just how it goes. Okay, super chats, man. Any last comments on Oblivion remaster?
I mean, I think the biggest problem
luck.
with it is there's already such a backlog of games, at least for me personally right now, that I'm trying my best to dig out of. And if this gets dropped in 2 days, I'm like, bro, like these games, you just nope, can't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gaming right
Like
now
you
is
say,
take
very
this on.
front loaded.
Mostly
In the
because
duration
I'm
of this
curious about this.
stream, in throughout the course of this stream, I have gained through gifting. Thank you, chat. Undertale, RoboCop Rogue City, Doom 1 and 2,
Ooh.
Wow.
and Dragon Age 11.
Amazing.
It's like, I don't know, like 200 hours of gaming there.
I
You know?
mean, to that point,
really quick, because I have 7 gifts I got to go through. Smash, go ahead.
I was gonna say to that point during the stream, I've been gifted Last Train out of Wormtown, Overcooked 2, Cuphead, and the Delicious Last Course. Last Epoch.
Okay, hold on. Who out
Someone's
there
gifted me a
gifted
comment.
Smash fucking JT Cuphead? You guys should repent. Are you serious? Who
I love
seriously
Cuphead.
think that Smash
I'm
JT
good at
can
Cuphead.
fucking Cuphead?
I'm good at now. I'm gonna have to play it and prove it to you.
It's
I'm
like
good at-
giving
Who did
Skrillex
that?
a grand piano.
Yeah, that is like what made you even remotely think that this man has the capacity to play Cuphead? Like,
I played Cuphead. I played it.
Yeah, you
I have
played
never
it, what,
played
the fucking
Cuphead.
tutorial? Like, come on, man. What
No,
I've never
no,
played Cuphead, and the reason I've never played Cuphead is I don't have the time to get good.
It's
Yeah.
It's one of those
Me
games
either.
you have to memorize basically
I just
the
know I
bosses
wouldn't
and the
have time
levels. It's a trial and error game.
I
but-
would pay money to watch you play Cuphead. I'm not even lying.
Oh damn! All right, I'll play it then. Let,
Yeah.
let me know when you're able to
How
watch.
do I get
Every night.
games? I'm actually.
I just want all us
When
to
you get a
together and
fucking
play
gaming
Ninja Turtles.
computer.
Ryan,
Oh, that'd be
I have
awesome.
a
I
gaming
have it.
computer. I'm using a fucking gaming computer.
That's a
Ryan,
gaming
am I friends
laptop.
with you on Steam?
I have Ninja Turtles. We should definitely play that. That'll be
We
fun.
should do
friend-
Shredder's Revenge together. I'd be up for that.
I'm down for
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Ryan,
Oh, yeah.
am I friends with you on Steam, Ryan?
Nobody's friends with Ryan on Steam. All right.
I'll give you a game if I am. All right.
I'm calling
Let me
it.
just call out some people because they this has been sitting for a while. I haven't gotten to it. So we got No Hearts Left gifting Aliens Dark Descent, which that is something that I have definitely been looking at. So thank you for that. No Hearts Left, you fucking legend. And then we have Send Nil B. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Send Nil B gifting Last Epoch, and apparently gifting the Eternal Legend supporter pack.
Well, hold on. Oh,
The
time out.
Woven
Time out.
Legend supporter pack. Hold on, don't
time out.
interrupt
I
me during
wasn't-
gifted games.
I
Last
wasn't done
Epoch
yet.
Abyssal. I don't care.
You
Abyssal
interrupted
Legend
me
supporter
while I
pack.
was.
And then we also got Valkyrie gifting Psychonauts to the channel. He says, "Oldie but goodie. Your collection needed to expand." Shout out to you. And then also Valkyrie gifted Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time. That's a
Cool.
A banger.
that's a banger. Yeah,
That's classic
Two thumbs
Ubisoft.
up.
very
Two thumbs up.
classic. Thank you, Valkyrie. I think that's all of them. Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for all the gifted games. You guys are insane.
I was
Seriously,
gonna say
appreciate
I'll
you.
go through the names of who gifted them on my stream, not to take up any more.
I just
time
want to
than
know
this.
who gifted Cuphead. That's it.
Cuphead was from. No Hearts Left.
All right, I love No Hearts Left, so I can't talk shit about it. But you should repent for that. No Hearts Left. Come on, what are you doing?
Great. That's great. I'm excited.
Terrible. Shout out to you. Okay, let's get super chats and then we'll move on. Lucifer, the Doberman for a 5. Empress, who is your favorite Primarch and why is it Magnus?
Oh no. My favorite Primarch is Sanguinius. Yeah, it's not Magnus.
Oh,
What the
Lucifer.
devil? He's the guy with the wings. He's the most beautiful and most noble and amazing. So yeah.
Lucifer.
What to do?
Unfortunate. Heavily Jester with a 10. I want a New Vegas remaster, but Todd is too butthurt. He will never beat New Vegas. He definitely
Yeah.
was the reason for the show destroying the NCR. Also, how did the Master in F1 miss 4 volts?
Because
gay. I mean, he won't do it. No, because Obsidian made it, and they screwed Obsidian out of it as well. It's not gonna happen. I'd love a New Vegas remake.
Oh,
or
you
remaster.
you will if Oblivion succeeds.
I mean,
under
they're
the
doing
Unreal
Fallout
Engine.
3. They've said they're going to do Fallout 3 if Oblivion does well.
And Obsidian and Bethesda, they're under the same ownership. Xbox through Microsoft, so it's possible. The means are
There
there.
you go.
Thank you, Heavenly Jester. I appreciate you, brother. We got Demon Carol with a 5. Had a Jewish girl ask me for my number the other day. I said, lady, we use names now. That's great. Lady,
That's
we are
funny.
not branded anymore. We use names. That's great.
Because she's Jewish. Come
Demon
on.
Carol, I can appreciate the dark humor. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you for that.
Blake.
That is awesome. Quite unfortunate that nobody else laughed. Sad.
I laughed. I get it.
Delayed, but it's okay. Epic Treasure with a 2. Happy Easter chat. Much love, Cassie. Amazing always. Shout out to you, Epic Treasure. We got Old Man Cad with a 2. Night all. Have a good stream. Good night, Old Man Cad.
Later.
Love to you. Hypno's Dog with a 2. Hypno, your princess has returned. Oh no. Fucking Hypno's Dog with a 2. I've come seeking the toddlers of Hypnocast. Wow, that is
Pause.
Did you definitely not say it like that?
Very bad.
Hypno's Dog with a 2. You will never deny me. My evening Ryan Roger Athe burger. Rah,
I will
there
give
go.
you diabetes and you will die.
Ian for a 2. No wonder Ryan Roger is single. Loyalty in time. There you go. Dash Attack with a 10. I just saw a gameplay comparison to Sonic Crossworld Racing versus Mario Kart World. Nintendo might have legit affordable coemption if it doesn't suck.
Competition.
That's not how you spell competition.
Yes, but
He was in a
Listen,
hurry.
I read it the way that it's
Huge
written.
logic void.
My logic is to
Clemson
read it the
is
way
not
that it is written. He paid for me to read it the way that it was written. So legit affordable coemption, bitch, if it doesn't suck like the last Sonic racing game.
Didn't say
Coemption,
bitch in there.
for the
Where did that
record,
come from?
coemption is the act of buying up
Deep
all
down.
of a particular commodity, effectively monopolizing its supply.
Oh, it's a real word, Ryan. What do you got to say about that, huh?
Well, it clearly proves that Dash Attack is a furry who buys dildo.
Logic. Bitch. All right.
Fucking, that was the stupidest thing to be like kicked out of the stream screaming, "It's a furry who buys dildo!"
Oh my god. Mr. Rouge 483 says Steam account. Is that your Steam account? Wait, is that the one that I couldn't pronounce? That you gave me last epoch and all that stuff. Was that you, Mr. Rouge? Oh shit. Shout out to Mr. fucking Rouge, man. Appreciate you. Hypno's Dog for 2. Can I get a Diet Coke or Ryan Roger Athe? I'm on a diet, by the way. Have you seen this, man? There's no Diet Coke with Ryan.
I haven't had cola for a month.
Oh, I don't believe that.
I definitely don't believe that.
To be
I don't
fair,
believe that.
Sugar's
in
better
the
for you than
slightest.
aspartame. Aspartame is terrible for you.
Aspartame.
That's
Eric
not how you
Jenkins,
pronounce it.
189. Stop being a
Mother was a
beast.
medical secretary.
Just cut it off. Looks like she'd. There you go. Demon Carol with a 2. Good time to be a PC gamer. It really is. I'm telling you, I'm loving the Steam Deck, man. The OLED, oh, the screen is actually a lot better than I realized it was going to be. It's really good. Maximus BT with a 99-cent super sticker. Shout out to you.
Where's Kata for that thumbnail of the picture profile? There we go.
God, they look awful.
Awkward. Scooby Pop with a 5. Hail to the 40K Empress. Also like the damn stream, people.
Thank
I
you.
agree.
Hell,
I'm
and I
going
also
to-
just
wait.
received 2 gifts. I don't know how that happened, but thank you for the gifts. That's amazing.
What were they? What were they?
Psychonauts and Prey.
Prey is a good game.
Sweet.
Back it up one to Scooby Pop, by the way, real quick. I may, assuming everything works out, I may be on with Scooby Pop next Saturday before SNH. So just a heads up
That's
on
cool.
that. Yep.
I've been trying to figure something like that out myself, but before SNH is like,
I like how you
5
guys
o'clock
get
in the
invited
morning.
to shows and like nobody ever invites me. It's interesting. It's
Because
all
you're
right.
so
I've
fucking
invited you,
busy.
but you're never available.
You rejected me for a fucking table.
I did.
Yes, you
I did.
did. Bash was on the show. He made
Dylan
it.
DeCaesar with a 999. A revolutionary platform that made every game to be playable with ultra realistic, goonerific graphics or waifu goonerific giggle physics. Graphics would get me to open my wallet. Body cam plus mount lady. Bro, body cam
Skyrim
is
spec-
crazy like realistic. I have that game. I just never had a chance to play it, but it looks really insane. Dash Attack with a 5. If I pre-order, should I pass on the Mario Kart bundle, considering it seems like I won't have anyone to play the game with?
You'll have plenty of people.
Play online.
Yeah, play online.
Demon Carol with a 5. Nintendo is doing what Sony would be doing if when Xbox drops out of the console market. Fair. Demon Carol with a 5. What they should do as a joke is to have the opening of Skyrim with the cart, but as you hit the Headman's Axe, you wake up in the Cyrodiil prisons. Fair enough. Mrs. Banger's Coffee 199. What do you call Ryan on his phone? Elder Scrolls. That's funny. That is funny. Dash Attack 102. Epic Games and Tim Sweeney are woke, hence Unreal 5. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Tim
What
Sweeney.
is this?
Scum.
Bro, did you just check? Oh my god, dude. So when we were having the last segment, I was scrolling through Steam, and there was a game that was on the front page that I never heard of before, no idea. And it's called Bleak Faith Forsaken. Never heard of it. And so I was watching the trailer while you guys were talking, and it looked pretty cool. It looked like basically a
This
Souls.
motherfucker doesn't even listen to us. He's watching trailers while we're talking. Go on.
No, I could do two at once. You know, it's fine.
Oh, pause.
It's not pause. Two women at once. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
So I was looking at the trailer and I was like, oh, that looks cool. Let me wish list it. You know, I won't even say anything. I didn't say anything to anybody. And then fucking Forgotten Vet just gifted me Bleak Faith Forsaken, bro. Like I don't get it.
Legend.
How does that even happen? I literally didn't even say anything. I don't even know. But shout out to you, Forgotten Vet, for gifting this game that I just fucking looked at 30 minutes ago. I appreciate you. What the fuck? That's insane. Demon Carol, what a 20. As long as they don't pull the stunt that 343 did with the Halo remaster, motherfuckers, they ruined the first contact mission with the flood by removing the fog in the forest and brighten the facilities. There's actually a lot of games that are older, and when they get remastered, it ends up looking so weird because of a lighting issue. And that's normally because, like we said earlier, these older games had this like haze effect that was there purposefully to create this like atmospheric effect because they just didn't have the high resolution to really like sell an environment like that. So they utilized this like weird lighting to try to sell it. So then the remasters come out and then the lighting goes away or the haze goes away and things just look so awkward a lot of the time. I think one of them, which one was it? Was it Perfect Dark? No. Was it Perfect Dark? Where the character went from like brown to white because the lighting was so thrown off. I don't remember which one it was. No.
I don't remember either, but
I do remember one. Until Dawn.
Yep.
When they remastered that game, it went from dark atmospheric to like shiny, bright, sunny day, dark sort of a game.
It's supposed to be super dark. I played on the PlayStation when it first came out.
Until Dusk.
The Until Dawn thing is hilarious.
It's
Yeah,
very
The
dark.
Until Dawn marketing
Until
budget
Dusk,
was
yeah.
wild for that game. I was at Game On Expo. There was a booth that just had like mini posters for Until Dawn. They were just giving out and it said Until Dawn. I'm like, what?
Yeah. It was so weird. Thank you, Demon Carol. I appreciate you. We got Psycho with a 499. What's more feasible in 2020? Elder Scrolls 6 or Skyrim fully remastered from the ground up? PS Smash playing Cuphead is like him reading sad and lame. Oof.
Oh, come on. We all know I don't read.
Oof. Ouch.
Smash is getting roasted in this episode. I don't
Crimson
know.
Jet for a 5 says,
Nothing
how
new.
much to make you play Cuphead tonight or tomorrow night, Smash JT? So for him to play tonight, you would have to gift Hypnotic 500. For him to play tomorrow night, you would have to gift Hypnotic 250. So I can make it happen for either one of those two numbers. Guaranteed it would happen.
Have you got
100%.
this guy under contract or something? Am I supposed to sign something to be on
Well,
this?
That's 'cause
apparently
you need
we're
carrying
all
through
under
it.
a network of, we're all cabals. So
Oh, yeah.
Unpaid cabal.
Semi-organized, yeah.
Oh, and apparently
that
our
means we speak
moderators,
to each other.
our moderators work for us too. Apparently, so there's that.
Is that why half of mine never show up?
Yeah, exactly. Are they black? Anyway, Radoka with a 2. Hypnotic Cuphead is co-op. Just saying. Okay, well,
It's
again,
pronounced-
500, and I will make a co-op stream with Smash JT.
Good point.
It's pronounced
With
Coop.
Cuphead.
It's pronounced Coop.
Fucking guy, man. How many
Any
times do I gotta remove him from the
Argentinians
stream
in the
today?
chat to make that possible? That 500.
No, it's got to be 500 beautiful USD. Okay,
Look, I'm
USD.
British.
How
The last
many?
people
It's
I
like a
see
million
shouting at-
Argentine pesos.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, my time has freed up a little bit because I unlike other people, I'm not going to mention any names.
I already
Some
know
of-
where you're going with this. but go
Some
ahead.
of them may not be currently, in their home state. They might be in Vegas, but unlike some
record,
people on YouTube, I actually finish video games that I play. So, I finished recently
I
South
only
at
finish the
Midnight.
games my audience want me to play. I'm not finishing Assassin's Creed because they refuse to ask me to play it. In fact, they're actively telling me not to play it.
Well, I finished South at Midnight, and I finished Assassin's Creed Shadows. So I
You poor bastard.
I have a little
Also finished
that was a
Dustborn,
rough
and
one.
I just finished my 4th stream of Dustborn. I've got about 5 more streams.
Oh,
For
poor
the
you.
record, $500 US is 568,995 Argentine pesos.
So
That is
any
a lot of pesos.
Argentinian in the chat, drop a 500. Britain and Argentina.
Nobody's gonna
are
drop a
finally
fucking
working together.
500, bro. Nobody's gonna do that.
No, they'll wait for my stream for that.
What do you think this
No.
is, FNT?
Yeah, we're not. That doesn't work like that.
It's only
Dragon
people trying to buy
Master,
their way onto the panel would do something like that.
seriously. Dragon Master with a $10 billion Nintendo will most likely gain from the Switch 2, not from tariffs.
You did not read that correctly.
That's okay.
Billions and billions and billions.
I always skip because it's too many. The Raging Diad with a 2 will Night 2 better bring it that last match.
Yeah, WrestleMania. I just actually caught the end of it. It went exactly as I predicted. Exactly.
Damn it, no
as I
spoilers. I
predicted.
haven't seen a thing.
I'm not going to spoil it, but if you watched the last episode of WTF Live, my prediction for the main event came exactly true.
No, I don't have time, but I
You
want
should
to
make a
just watch
wrestling channel.
WrestleMania.
I know I should, but I barely have time for the one channel, so I really
Fair.
can't.
Hypno's Cankerous Crabito with a 2 saying hola.
Cantankerous.
Oh, Cantankerous. Sorry.
Oh,
Those crabs.
Crabito. Heavenly Jester with a 2. Ryan looks
What?
40,
I
Act
think
4,
you-
and
I
it's
think you
actually
skipped-
what, 25, 26?
Did you skip one?
Did I skip one?
Oh,
I
no,
don't think I
no.
did.
You skipped ahead. I thought you skipped that one.
No, Heavenly Jester with a 2. Smash is better than Hypno ad games. Yeah, okay.
Shout
I
out
want to make sure you
Okay.
didn't skip that one.
You can't be better
Heavenly
at something
Jester.
you don't actually play. Come on, let's get out of here.
I mean, what's the this is I already fucked it up. How's it go? It's better to not be an idiot or open your mouth and remove all doubt. Speak.
Yes.
Oh my
No
god.
wonder
Be
you're
thought of
getting
by
us,
everyone.
with
It's
the
better if
same
everyone
food
thinks
back.
that you're an idiot than to open your mouth. And
There we
remove
go.
it.
That what he said. What he said.
It's better to be thought of as an idiot by everybody than open your mouth and remove all doubt.
That one.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Lance for a 5, Hypno. You read things as written or skip, summarize, make up your mind. Hey, listen.
Selective.
Hey, listen. The rules are fluid, like gender. Okay, like let it be, let it be. All right, here we go with Rumble. Here we go.
Oh, nice. This
Smash
is my
JT
moment.
with $1.
$1.
Why Smash JT is better than Hypnotic, you ask? Well, let me start by saying this isn't just a battle of creators. It's not some superficial popularity contest over who has slicker thumbnails. It's about substance for another $1, by the way. It's about who's out here putting in the work, who's been through the trenches of the gaming industry drama and still comes out swinging with that uniquely raw energy. For
Do you
another
have Chat
$1,
GPT writing this?
for another $1,
Potentially.
Smash just isn't another talking head in a sea of reactionary YouTubers trying to catch the latest algorithm wave. No. He's a presence. The man's been on camera, in the courtroom, and even in document. And then for another
Well, it
$1,
got cut off.
Hypnotic,
It was supposed
bless
to say
his soul.
documentaries, but-
Hypnotic, bless his soul, does his thing. He puts out decent content, but if we're keeping it real, and why wouldn't we? This is a Smash JT defense piece after all. Hypnotic feels like the guy reading Q, and then it just stops.
I don't
So
know. Probably,
you need to read that.
Cheap to order
You
another
need
one.
to read all that out in like Paul Heyman's voice, because it's
That's
like
a lot of work
if
for
you're gonna go
$4.
if you're gonna go sycophantic drivel, then you need to have it with someone who really sounds like a sycophant. You need like Smash JT.
That is
It's
a
like,
lot of work for
I'm
$4.
gonna put that work into $4.
I'm sorry to condemn you like this, Smash, but Hypno achieved more in 8 months than you did in 8 years. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Sorry.
destroyed.
What
He's
am I
been
supposed to say to that?
destroyed.
It's true.
Melted. He's gay. He's bald.
Oh my god, no, not me, not me.
That was amazing.
Creator
Seriously, yeah.
analysis is my specialty.
Well,
and
hold on, Ryan. So
numbers
now
don't lie.
we're measuring each other based off of growth of our channels. Is that what you're doing right now?
Man, that
Ash,
was
if
the.
Hypno had 8 fucking years, he'd probably have 80 million subscribers. Let's
I'm not gonna
fucking
lie.
face
That was the best burn that I think Ryan has ever
That
done.
was egregious. Like
That was
damn,
That
bro.
was fucking illegal. That should be in the lawsuit. Like seriously, that's,
Give me some notepad emojis on that one. I
that
gotta
is
remember that one.
insane, man. Yeah, you better write that shit down. Oh my
I can't
god!
fathom.
Wow.
Look, the black guys aren't here. Leon's not here. I've got to target someone.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I'm not
He's
gonna lie to you.
normally
That's
the
pretty good.
target. This is because he could never get his comeback out.
True. Heavily gesture with $1. Hypnotic is a Melody Mac word. Also, I will now be spending all my money on $1 Rumble rants instead of 5 to 10 per super. You do that, man. Harry Jenkins with a 5 says, in my defense, I have spent like $200 on Waifu battles. Cough, Mount Lady. Cough. So fuck you, Brit uncultured fuck.
I'm sorry.
Nice.
Who said that?
I love it. They
Eric
say Brit
Jenkins.
and they mean Ryan, even though I'm sitting
Oh,
right here.
They do. They do. Secret Final Boss for $1. Hypnotic has no idea what Secret Final Boss is planning. Any moment he could go mask off and reveal he's actually the secret Final Boss.
Oh fuck!
That'll be interesting.
Not even his final form.
Anti-Federalist Pain for a 5. Be a customer, not a consumer. Don't buy when you don't agree with the company. Never buy at an obligation. Never buy what you can't afford. Never sacrifice to buy a want. Be a customer. Force respect. Respect that. An Abhorrent Soul dropping a $50 banger on Rumble says Nintendo don't give a fuck about your feelings. Nintendo don't give a fuck if you're broke. Nintendo don't give a fuck. They know the shills and will pay any price for a marginally better Switch and games. That's a pretty fucking accurate, I would say. You know what? I'm gonna give you a nuke for that one. It's been a while. Shout out to Abhorrent Soul. Thank you for that $50 banger. That's insane. Anti-Federalist Pain for a 2 says, for the Empress, Magnus did nothing wrong. New 40K YouTuber has been found.
Oh, okay, great. I actually wanted to address that somebody just outed me in the comments because they discovered that I had an OnlyFans. And I had to explain in the comments that they do only educational content there, no explicit stuff and nothing bad. It's just helping people with fitness, health, nutrition, and their relationship issues. That's it.
Does that get annoying having to explain that over like I'm sure you
Over
have to
and over
explain that
again?
all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, I do explain it over and over again, but I also explain why it's there because there is no other site that people have so much accounts in. And it's easier for me to just upload endlessly and just talk about all kinds of topics and, sexual education, just talking about it and fixing people's issues. So yeah, just a good place also for normal content, what to do. I wish there was another site, but there was no other site in which you can just upload and talk freely about such things. It's just very useful what to do.
This is
Fair
the
enough.
third time I've heard the same statement, and now
Yeah.
I understand when people say, Ryan, you say the same thing too often.
Yeah,
Couldn't
that could be
stop.
pretty annoying. Problematic white guy for $1 over on Rumble. You're always welcome to join us on the Goon Squad, Hypnotic. We always have tits and ass built into the show. Rumble Revolution. Fuck YouTube. Tits and ass is a good thing, man.
John.
Demon Carol for $1 on Rumble. Hey, Smash, bring out the chair, JT. It looks better at games and has probably played Mass Effect. Damn, bro. Smash is getting
Chair
wrecked out
JT
here.
has got lore now.
Seriously. Crimson Jet for a 10 says, okay, give me till tomorrow. I'll have your 500 Hypnotic. Bro, come on. You don't got to do that. I'm just fucking around.
Going on the game.
I'm just fucking around. But if you did do that, I will make him play Cuphead 100%.
Donate
Anyway,
it to me
Heavenly
on my
Jester,
stream. I'm
Heavenly
gonna be the one playing
Jester.
it. What the hell?
With a 2 says Smash and Hypno and iCuck's next creator clash. If I had to do a boxing match with Smash JT, that would be interesting.
You'd have to get someone to
I don't know, you'd probably
produce a full blown physical version of your costume for yourself. To
No,
wear.
I would definitely show up in person for that one.
All right.
Yeah, 100%.
That's how I meet him is Hypno kicking my ass. That's my introduction to him.
Won't go to conventions, but will kick Smash JT's ass in person.
Oh yeah,
I meet Hypno in person. He's like a
cameras, baby. It's on, it's on.
He's like a 250-pound, like cut black dude.
He's not a small dude, if you remember.
I'm like, wait, what?
Well, definitely not black.
You said you're Puerto Rican this whole time.
Oh man. Oh god, that would be fun. That'd be funny. The Demon Carol says this is when Hypnotic comes out as a 7-foot tall brick shit house.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, I would definitely be a brick. Not 7 feet tall though, unfortunately. But yeah, that's funny. That's funny. All right, where are we at? Here we go. We got Kyle Barrow with a 5. Sent you on Discord Smash's new opening booty JT using Smash's actual opening. Listen now, since I spent $15 on this stream. Let's see. What is this? How do I even bring this up?
I don't. That he asked me the other day. I'm like, I don't even know how to bring up Discord on.
This doesn't
to play something.
How does this work? Let me see. Hold on.
You have to create a new like. Are you on OBS?
No. This doesn't work. I tried copying the link and putting it into the browser.
Video
It doesn't
file,
work.
You can download it and then just open it in a tab.
That's a lot of work, brother. That's a lot of work.
Fair.
That's not even like derailing the stream at this point. But I will definitely listen to it. I'll listen to a Hypnocast. How about that?
I sent you a theme tune a while
Essence
ago.
of Chaos. Yeah, I know. Essence of Chaos for a 5. I know I accused you of driving like a woman. Forgot what game it was. But at least I can't accuse you of not picking up the slack when JT needs carrying. There you go. And then Scooby Pub for a 2. I'd invite you, but you are a busy person.
Oh, what the? I'm very busy too. What the hell is that? You think I'm not busy, Scooby? Come on. I already had to delay one time because I had family stuff.
Everybody says that. Like whenever, like I'll make a joke and be like, "Wow, I guess I'm not invited." And everybody will always have the same response. Oh, but you're busy. And like,
yeah, I'm like, and I'm not. What the hell is that?
You picked the table over me. A literal fucking table.
I sure did.
I don't know about this. What happened?
No. I last time I invited Hypno on a show, Smash was supposed to be there. This was before Speargate, so Spoon was there, and Anna's Game Land was there. It was supposed to be like a big landmark panel show. Fucker picked a table, assembling a fucking table over being on reality base, and I'm like, oh, okay then. Yeah.
Because I thought that I would be done assembling my new desk, and I wasn't done. So my computer was unplugged. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't join you.
See, context matters.
I even apologized. I felt bad.
He's probably working really hard on his cable management.
I was, to make sure I don't look like this fucking guy who
It's
hides
gotta
it.
be better than mine. I got cables everywhere too. It's pretty embarrassing.
Heavenly Jester with a 2. Smash doesn't have family or anything. He's free. There you go.
Wait, what?
The truth comes out. The truth comes out.
The
All
kids in
right.
those photos are AI generated.
Yeah, it's all a lie. My life is a
Just
lie.
look at the
I'm
hands.
not
Look
even-
at the hands.
I'm not even real.
6 fingers.
No.
Well, I've been called AI many times, so I'm used to it.
I
You
think
know,
everybody on
is
the
it too
internet gets
perfect?
called AI at this point now.
For the
Yeah.
longest
No
time,
one-
I legit thought Jarrell from Sungrand Studios was AI. Like I
He
thought he was one
fucking
of those.
acts like it,
Right?
bro. It's so weird.
Right?
So weird. Like, what are you doing, man?
Like, hey AI, could you please render me an image? Okay, that's nice. I want
But
you to
you've-
change one thing
like-
about it, and it's a totally different image.
But you've seen those AI marketing people that you can just hire the company and they just put the words and the same guy just stands there and talks with the screen behind him.
It's like Grums and Ian Miles Chong had a baby and produced Sungrand Studios. Okay, in my
It's
view,
so weird.
it looks like they created a baby together. But in all seriousness, folks, everything's fine. I focus on developmental talent now because the big boys, they got better.
Developmentally disabled talent. That's right.
It's
No,
fucking
they're
wild.
not disabled.
Is this true, Smash?
Maybe I dress up as Alyssa Smash It He would join my panel. Look, you
I think you should
stream
do that
at,
anyway, just for
like,
the fucking lol.
I would love to join your panels, but you stream at the worst times. Like I have gymnastics, basketball, and other random miscellaneous things that I'm doing during the day during your streams. So usually when Toasty's streaming, I have like my AirPods in and I'm just like listening. I'm not even like watching.
Yeah. I would go on a panel too, but she streams on top of me.
Whoa,
Hey,
wow.
hey,
okay.
hey.
I
Yeah,
thought
on
yellows
top
were
of
your
you?
type, Will.
On top of you, huh?
On top
of you?
of my stream time.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Of course.
speaking of that, I was actually encouraging Toasty to be part of a content creator breeding program.
Breeding program?
Breeding, nice.
Yes, breeding program.
Program.
Is that the one program you'll never be invited to?
That's the one I lead.
You can't lead it if you're
I
never
don't
invited.
partake in.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Okay.
All right, boys.
Oh, that's too funny. I can't.
Mo Zamboni with it too. Hey guys, hope you're all good. Also, Roger equals Bill Collins.
Thank you, Mo.
Facts. Shout out to Mo. We're good. Hope you're good too. Kyle Barrow with it too. Just sent you the Suno link if that helps, bro. I'm at the end of the stream, Kyle. The end of the stream. I got you on Hypnocast.
Like I
Just
gotta
remind me.
stream. I got 5 minutes. I gotta go stream it. I gotta set up.
Yeah,
So.
I don't let SNH get derailed, unfortunately. All right, guys, listen, we are fully caught up everywhere. Shout out to all you guys for the amazing support on this awesome stream. We had a pretty good turnout considering pretty much almost everybody or half the stream is at Vegas, but hopefully
each other's
they
hair.
will come back next week and they don't have any
Yeah,
STDs and we will be good to
If they're not fired.
continue as normal and fight and argue and do what we always do.
Clap, three,
Let's-
bubbles.
We're gonna start with 40K Empress. Tell everybody where they can find you. What do you got coming up, if anything?
Okay, guys. So I'm basically working very hard on my gaming channel, which I'm using to write in the chat now, Ghammer Empress, and I'm doing all the gaming news possible right now, and I'm going to play some games there as well. So if you like what Smash JT does and Hypno does, mine is going to be around those lines, my content there. And of course, if you like 40K, just go to my main channel, the 40K Empress. And if you like to, dump on the new Superman movie because the costume is awful or whatever, you can join my Superhero Truth channel. There's gonna be amazing essays that are gonna be like deep dives into some superhero truths, like for real. So yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. You say you put the link in the chat or?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do that if I
Yeah.
can.
Well, your link for your main YouTube channel is in the description, so mods can share that one. And if mods can find the link to the other one, share that one as well. That way we could get it out there. But thank you so much for hanging out with us. It was a fantastic time. We got Smash JT. Go ahead, because I know you got to go.
Yeah. Well, shout out to 40K Empress. I've seen you with Ryan on stream, so it's nice to stream with you here. It was a pleasure. Yeah, I will be streaming over on my channel. We're gonna be talking about Alyssa's LOL years and the response that we got, which everyone's like, "Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it." I'm like,
It's okay for him to talk about it. He's
Yeah.
in it.
I can talk about it.
Well, that would be a great conversation to have, man. Damn.
I don't get scared by the Australian court systems. I like my freedom here in America and my ability to be able to speak on situations that I'm being, in my opinion, attacked on, and I will be covering it tonight. So come on by and feel free to donate the $500 on my channel if you'd like.
Or just give it to me.
Or me.
I'm not going to do anything for it. Just give me money.
I will
play Dustform for the next 10 months if you give me that.
Dude, you will die from the dustborne disease if you do that. You saw what happened to Hypno.
I will say
I did
thank
almost
you
die.
and pay for my second
I did
daughter's
almost die.
birth.
Yeah, it was bad. It got me really sick. Will the fans take it away?
Hello. Yeah, it's been fun. Nice and chill. Though I think a lot of the crazy energy people kind of expect comes from one particular group within the panel. So we don't get that today, but it was good. It's nice to have a chat with you fine folks. I have got a lot going on at the moment. Obviously, I'm in the process of reviewing the latest series of Doctor Who, which is fucking hell unbearably cringe at this point. Like it's hilarious. They literally had an episode where they used our hashtag in the script. Hashtag RIP Doctor Who was in an episode of Doctor Who. Fuck me, man. So we are, of course, going to be doing the panel show that used to be Who TF Live, but will now be referred to as Who TF Cares. That will be in about 9.5 hours time from now with Ryan and John and some of the regulars if they want to show up. And we'll be going through the whole episode, scene by scene, ripping it to shreds and laughing our fucking heads off at how badly the show has felted on its way to cancellation. So come and check that out. Obviously, I do videos daily as well. Monday to Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern is Hyperdrive time. I have various other things I'm doing. Gaming. My audience wants me to make a game using RPG Maker and stream that process with them and talk about it. And I'm very up for that. It just needs a bit of logistics working out. And we'll get to that. But that's everything that's going on with me.
Let me cut you off and say, I will make a promise. If you make that game, I will play it on stream.
I thought you probably would, yeah.
It's not the kind of person you want playing your game, but I understand the sentiment.
I'll make it sure that it's extremely difficult so that he can't beat it. There you go.
I'll be like, this is bullshit.
You know what? I actually appreciate that. It'll be a long time before it's finished, of course.
Yeah.
We're nowhere near the beginning of that, so I hope that goes well. Right, this is getting a bit long in the tooth now, so I'll just shut up and say see you next time. Subscribe.
Beautiful. Ryan Roger Arthur.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for watching my most successful appearance on this show in quite a while. Hashtag mission accomplished. We need more shows like these. Can you guys go to Vegas more often? Please. Please.
No, you never know. They might all come back with some congenital disease. You know, then they won't be back at all.
But in all seriousness, ladies and gentlemen, it's always a pleasure to be on this fine show, whether we have a small panel or a big panel or a bigger panel. And yeah, thank you all very much for watching episode 137 of this fantastic show, my 108th appearance in a row. You can check me out over at Ryan Roger, host and founder of Reality Based. I will hopefully be able to make a few videos tomorrow. Of course, I'll be on Will. Yeah, yes, thank you, Problematic John, for naming that. Also, Reality Based Rising Stars will be live with the Magnificent Seven. We're going to showcase 7 fine folks and fellow creed 6 panel no and 1 wild card. I'm taking it back. Thank you all very much for watching and subscribe to me, please. I need all the support I can get. You've shown what you've seen rather what I'm capable of doing without a diverse panel trying to basically take my tongue out of my throat, because those fuckers dominate the conversation. Cowboy fucker.
I love the fact that Ryan's like breaking up and coming in and out. Like the
it's
whole
great.
time he's talking as well.
It's high quality.
Is fine. Sheep fucker is
Like-
fine.
like-
Leon just wants me gone. He wants me fucking gone. Just does. Thank
You just
for
go
having
on
me.
and on and on. Hey, I need a link to that camera, Ryan. Send me a link to that camera.
The mic keeps cutting out. It's fantastic.
Right.
Hypnocast Sunday through Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Grivcast Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Saturday Night Hypnosis Saturdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. and many videos every single day, 12, 3, and 6. And manga videos. Consider subscribing to my manga channel as well, where you too can assume where I live based off zooming in on my videos. That would be fantastic. But that's basically it. It's all I got. So I will see you guys on the next one. But until then, go be bigots, go be gooners, and I guess go be stalkers too. I mean, it's kind of weird at this point.
I am not gay. I have relationships with women and sex with men. And I got news for you. That means you gay.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Fedora, or her cat was named Vagina. Vagina. Vagina.
Put a ticket in, make her gay. Fuck it, yeah, Jones. Put a ticket in, make her gay. Fuck it, yeah, put a ticket in, make her gay. It means put a chicken in it, we eat, and make her fucking gay. Fucking pronouns! Fucking pronouns! Fucking gender ambiguity! Fucking current day California shit! 'Cause that's all we fucking know! 'Cause we're boring! We're so fucking Twitter hole! Twitter hole! Get it right!
At the touch of the black man, I bring life. I bring life. I bring life. I bring life. I bring life.